Supposedly, a CNN reporter found Osama bin Laden, took a television camera crew with him, went into Osama bin Laden's hideout, interviewed him and his top leadership, his top lieutenants and colonels and generals in their hideout. This is a CNN reporter with a camera crew. And he came out and told everybody, within 3 weeks, Osama bin Laden is going to attack the United States and Israel. Now, don't you think that's kind of strange, folks?
Depot on the beat.
Black Sounds K.
The name of this jutsu is Ki. With the thunderclap. Be gone until use it.
Yo, what's up, y'all? What's up, KZN? I see y'all in here. What's up, Horizon? What's up, Tron? What's up, gang? Hold on, y'all. I'm still getting situated. Bear with me.
Iron Fist Tournament.
All right, y'all. What's up, man? What's up, KZN? I apologize in advance if you guys are experiencing any lag of some sort or anything like that. I apologize in advance. I don't know. Last night's stream did very awesome. It looked great. So I don't know what's going on. I think I'm having like some outages, like type of issue going on, or I don't know. I didn't bother to check either. So bear with me. if y'all experiencing any lag or anything like that. I appreciate everybody pulling up on me right now. I appreciate everybody pulling up on me right now. I am yours truly, Black Sasuke, man, back again with another live stream for y'all. And y'all know this is the House of KaZamaNaTion, where we podcast at times. We talk about different things. We do mostly gaming here on this platform. And, you know, we just like to chill, though. The biggest thing is chilling, being at peace, and being positive during streams. And that's what we do. You know, we can debate and criticize content as far as we keep it content. You know what I'm saying? We keep it legit and pertaining on to content that we talk about. Our goal and objective is not necessarily to undermine anyone's intellectual level. Now, it's safe to say when somebody's making a stupid point when it comes to the content of Dragon Ball, we say, oh, you stupid for that comment, or we're saying, bro, that's dumb, or something like that. Know that we're not saying that to undermine the person's actual physical intellect outside of the content. You see what I'm saying? So let's just make sure that we highlight that and get that understood, okay? So if you ever hear me say, oh man, that was just dumb, why are you saying that? That's stupid, bro. Like, if you hear me saying like that, or we reacting like that, we're sticking to the content, okay? But other than that, as y'all can see here on Twitter, right here on Twitter, I made a post earlier, you know, and this was at I don't even know the time of it, but I know it was earlier when I was taking my daughter to school, in between sometime around then. I just want to kind of hold on, y'all. I'm gonna end stream and come back. All right, I'll be right back. Well, just meet me back here, guys. Meet me back here. I'm gonna cut stream and then I'm gonna private this one and refresh everything. All right, I'll be back. Unless everything is good. Is everything good? Is anybody experiencing problems here? Tell me now. Hold on, y'all. I'm shutting down Steam as well because I got Steam and stuff running in the background. So maybe I need to turn off some of the stuff. Am I good? Okay, it's still cutting out. All right. I don't know. I probably got to refresh. It seems like it's okay, but I don't know why my mic is cutting out. Everything good? Somebody tell me. Oh, it fixed it. Okay, okay. All right, is everybody good? Oh, okay. Is everybody good, family? Anybody good? Okay. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I think everything is safe now. I think it's safe to say everything's good. So I guess we'll just go on with the show then. But like I said, if at any point it starts doing it again, that's when I'll decide to do it. But until then, I'm seeing everything is healthy, so I think everything is fine. But like I said, we got Twitter pulled up here, and there's this whole idea that I supposedly made the argument that continuity was my excuse. I said at some point I must have debated continuity. Okay, so I made this post earlier. I said I'm gonna do this stream when I get back for taking my daughter to school, because I don't think these dudes understand what we're saying. They want to keep using the whole it's GT, it's not canon trope, when they're the ones who mentioned and compared canon characters to non-canon characters. It's not us being biased at all. It's y'all on a power trip and wanting us to accept y'all headcanon. I said, look, y'all mentioned the idea Cabba can beat beat GT when nobody said it. So of course we're gonna mention that GT is said and stated and can be proven to have happened technically after Super. We already pulled it up last night. We already Googled it. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna Google this again for you guys. When did GT happen in the Dragon Ball timeline? Better yet, did GT take place after Super? Technically, GT takes place many years after Super would in terms of timeline, but neither series acknowledge each other and serve as their own separate continuities. Okay, I'm gonna read it again for those guys who are Super fanboys who don't understand. Manaka, if you've been trying to debate me all this time since I've been up. You've been debating me, trying to say that I'm arguing continuity and all this and that, when my whole point was saying that Cabba cannot beat GT characters. He has no feats really that determine this. What feats has Cabba? What, a little sparring match in a small a Universe 6 tournament? This is merely just a little tournament. Nobody died. Okay, there's no killing. There's none of that going on. For Vegeta to even have to result to having to summon any type of god energy. Why do you feel like you Dragon Ball Super fanboys, why do you guys try to usurp this idea that because Cabba had a little sparring match with base Vegeta and base Vegeta made this certain comment that Cabba may be on par with his base form? He wasn't, he for all you know, Vegeta could have been just trying to boost his confidence, and you guys took that and ran with it to say that Cabba is on the power of a god. It literally says right there, technically GT takes place many years after Super would in terms of timeline. Yes, since you guys are the ones who started this, all I did was find a post. I ran into a post that mentioned Cabba beating Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You fanboys of Dragon Ball Super are the ones that started this whole trope. You guys started this. That wasn't me. So why are you blaming me, saying that I'm arguing continuity when I don't have to argue continuity? I don't have to even argue that. You guys are the ones that brought up Super versus GT. You guys are the ones that said Cabba could beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, or no, you guys said that Cabba was on the level of a god and that he would solo GT. Based on a post that I already had sat there and shared from somebody else that was curious about why does it make sense that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla can be able to beat a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. You guys started that. So with that right there, I'm gonna start over again. there was a post on Twitter that suggested or implied that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla could beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Okay, that's how this whole talk about GT versus Super came about. I never started with continuity, this and that and this and that and this and that. I simply was saying that it's bad writing. That's all I said. All I said was it's bad writing. It makes sense because of them writing it like that. They wrote it like that, so it makes sense, but it's bad writing. That don't mean that the writing is good. They just made it to where it makes sense, even though the writing with the plot is terrible. They just gave you terrible plot to where you'll accept it because you're a super fanboy. You'll take that terrible writing to say, yeah, because it makes sense, and that makes it not terrible. So because it makes that they wrote it like that to make sense that it's not terrible writing. So because it's canon, you want to instantly say that it just makes all the sense in the world because it's canon, and that GT is not canon. First of all, if you're gonna use the fact that it's not canon, then what was the point in anybody from the Dragon Ball Super fandom? Why would it be a point of y'all trying to compare cabba to Vegeta? Why would y'all even try that? Anyway, like, well, first of all, let me rephrase that because I just got up. But it's so stupid that it's making me stupid. Okay. If we can't come up and say, well, GT happened after Super, then why do y'all get to say that cabba solos GT? If we can't bring it up because it's not canon. We can't bring it up because it's not canon, but y'all can bring it up to make the argument of a versus out of it. But we can't say, well, it's not well, if we're using that logic, then GT is stronger than Super because that is the end. That is the end. That's the end of ball. Why would y'all want that? Y'all basically are saying that y'all want it written out that Super, which technically GT takes place many years after, to be weaker than GT. Why would y'all want that? Why would y'all want that to be? I couldn't even trust you guys to write an anime for me. Y'all could not write a manga for me. Y'all could not write a manga for me. I couldn't trust y'all to give me good material. Y'all basically are saying that y'all are okay with the end of Z being weaker than a version of itself before its time. Why? And okay, we can argue that nobody trained in GT because it's like, what, 17 years, 10 years, 17 years after Super. There was a time of peace. Everybody was just living their life, and the only person that trained was Goku. Let's just keep it legit. Goku was the only one that kept training during the time of GT. That's why his base form is as OP as it is. Man, base Goku has the greatest feats out of any Saiyan form version of himself, any version of himself before. GT Goku has the greatest feats, more than any other Saiyan form of himself in history. GT Goku has way better feats than Super Goku would ever fathom. Okay, let's just put that out there. You see what I'm saying? You guys are literally okay. Let me go in here real quick. Let me see. All right, let me pull up something real quick. Let me go YouTube, because obviously let me go to this this right here. So basically, RDB made a post one day ago. He says, I keep telling people that base cabba is relative to base Vegeta. We're not knocking you, sir. We're not knocking anybody that makes this point. It's right here. We can't deny it, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm not denying that. It's bad writing. That's the point. You guys are missing, not you, RDB, but you actually said that you're making this point to say that it doesn't make sense. It's bad writing. You agree that it's bad writing. But to Manaka and anybody else who's a Dragon Ball Super fanboy, if you really are sitting here trying to tell me that because it's right here in the manga panel, and because it's actually there and it's stated that it's just it makes it right, because and that it's not bad. It's not bad writing. Bad writing doesn't, it not making sense makes sense. Basically, you guys are saying that, yeah, it's written badly, but it still makes sense. That's basically what you guys are saying. Vegeta, if you look at this clip, Vegeta doesn't even have an injury. He doesn't even look like he's not hurt or anything. He said that to Cabba, but look at Vegeta. Does he, to say that, Vegeta would have had to say, dude, he would take the fight more seriously if it's somebody who's on equal par with him. He would take the fight more seriously. He's not even taking it seriously. He said that and still smiled like, okay, yeah, whatever. It makes no sense. They're basically, at this point, you guys are saying that Cabba's God tier. He's a god. Vegeta was using no god power right here. He was using no god ki. He was using no god ki. So why are you guys trying to compare him as to being Super Saiyan God level? He's not using god ki. Where in this scene, right, in this manga panel, are you guys telling me Vegeta was using god ki? Was he even remotely using god ki? Is that what you guys are telling me? So you're using this feat right here to say that this is implying that Cabba is god tier. So just because Vegeta right here is in this scene and he said this statement, that's enough to say that he could beat everybody in GT. This is how y'all are some wankers, man. Y'all will wank anything at this point. Y'all will wank anything. Okay? I don't understand. I don't understand the wankage, okay? I don't understand the wankage, and I just... So, under this post, there was a couple of comments made. Shout outs to Savar Matner, you know what I'm saying? I seen his comment pop through, and I commented and said, I'm telling you, they finna come after me over this precious Dragon Ball Super. He says, facts. And then he says, man, you have stirred the bee's nest, but facts are facts. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm telling you, they finna come after me over their precious Dragon Ball Super. He laughed and said, facts. And Shogun says his head canon is over 9,000. Exactly, bruh. And then so I said, I mean, honestly, fam, I told RDB, I said, honestly, fam, it's bad writing. I said, Cabba should not be on par with the god. So I guess I'm biased because I call out bad writing. It can make sense all day long. That doesn't excuse the fact that it's bad writing and terrible scaling, which Super is known for. So at what point in this statement am I arguing continuity? If Manaka over on Twitter, if my whole argument was continuity this, continuity that, canon this and canon that, then why am I not saying it? If that was my big focus. If that was my big focus. If that was my big focus, right? He goes and says, because that's the end, it doesn't because that end doesn't have the same giant leaps in power that happened in Super. In Super, Goku gains a massive amp to his base form. That amp never happened in GT. Just because GT happens after Z doesn't mean anything from Super is included in its history. Just because GT happens after Z doesn't mean everything from Super is included in its history. I can understand where you're coming from, but that's not my point. The point is that you guys are on this whole debate about Super, Solo, and GT. Okay? You guys said that, but see, it would only make sense writing wise that GT characters would be stronger. Because it's the end. It's the end. Why would the characters not have traversed different forms and evolved more strength wise and physically wise by the end of a series? Since you guys want to since you said you ever did versus battles and stuff like that, you wanted to argue the point of versus battles. Have you ever did versus battles and this and that? Okay then, if we're gonna speak on the wanker, or no, the headcanon version of this whole idea, then let's be headcanon then. Let me be headcanon then. If y'all can be headcanon, let me be headcanon. How can y'all sit there and be headcanon, but when I try to say, well, it's the end of Z, so it would only make sense that they got more powerful. Where does it say in Super, or where does it say that Toriyama said that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is weaker than Blue? Where did Toriyama ever say that? Please, somebody show me. Where did Toriyama say that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is weaker than Cabba? Where did Toriyama say that Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is weaker than caulifla? Where did it say that? Show me a clip where Toriyama actually told y'all that Super Saiyan 4 hold on, wait, what would he say? That amp never happened in GT. Where did it say that those power levels have not been reached in GT? That Super has. All the Super power-ups never happened in GT. Where does it say that has never happened? Because if we go back to Google, it says technically GT. Technically. Let's look up the word for technically. Let's look up technically definition. Definition for technically. According to the facts or exact meaning of something, strictly. Let's go to it. Technically, according to the facts or exact meaning of something, strictly. Facts, according to facts. Facts. You sat there and seen it says technically GT takes place many years after Super. Manaka, how can you say that it never happened? Where does it say that God form wasn't accumulated? Why can it not have happened? Since we're gonna go ahead canon, why did it not happen? Why wouldn't that be an idea that could have happened? Why isn't Super Saiyan 4 a form after God? Super Saiyan 4 has perfect ki control. If you look at the feats of GT Goku was never knocked out of that form. They talk about perfect ki control, where Blue Goku was shot by a random ray gun from a henchman in Blue and was dang near almost killed. Okay, better yet, let's go to visit my best friend, my homeboy, man. Let's go visit Battle Means by Amari real quick to help you fanboys. Since you guys want to sit here and say I'm basing it off continuity or y'all, I'm just telling y'all that it don't make sense. That's my whole argument. It just doesn't make sense. You guys accept bad writing. I understand what you guys are doing. You guys accept bad writing. You guys accept power creep. You guys accept terrible plot. You guys accept all of that. It's my argument to y'all. So I don't want to debate people who accept terrible trash writing, terrible trash power levels. Look at all these transformations, and you go to GT. GT barely has transformations like that. Now, let's visit my my good old partner here, Battle Means by Amari. Big shout outs to Battle Means by Amari. Since y'all want to reach and say that, I'm about to go to my boy right quick. Since y'all want to do that, I'm gonna give y'all something to debate about.
Yo, y'all already know what it is. It's Battle Means by Amari. Now, there's a special advantage that Super Saiyan 4 has over basically every new form in Dragon Ball Super and almost every previous form he has to Super Saiyan 4, and that's his stamina.
Did you guys hear that? Hold on. Okay.
Super Saiyan 4 stamina, and that's his stamina. Super Saiyan 4 stamina is amazing. Right off the bat, they let you know how naturally he can hold it. When he first turned to Super Saiyan 4, Pan asked him if he can revert back to how he was, and Goku said he doesn't know. Like, that just shows how natural he can hold it. He doesn't even know if he can go back.
The fact that Goku told Pan this right here, and you fanboys, y'all can't deny this. This is actual footage. This is actual anime material. This is actually, you know what I'm saying, stated. You can't deny this. Since y'all want to go ahead, Canon, and y'all want to do this versus stuff, then okay, I'm gonna play y'all game with y'all.
To normal.
He told Pan right here. Pan asked him, so Grandpa, can you ever turn back to how you were originally? He says no.
How natural
he says he doesn't know.
He doesn't even know if he can go back.
He doesn't even know.
That's crazy.
He said, I'm not even sure.
He thought it was a permanent, it could have been a permanent transformation. And that shows that it really has no strain on his body to hold it.
Has no strain on his body to hold it.
And we remember how intense his battle with baby Vegeta was.
And this battle was very intense, guys. This battle was nothing to be played with. This battle was so intense.
Uzaru form. There was a time when they were both knocked out.
Him and baby Great Ape, baby Vegeta, Great Ape, you know what I'm saying, Golden Uzaru, they both were knocked out.
Who was completely KO'd.
They both were completely KO'd.
Super Saiyan 4.
And he still was able to hold Super Saiyan 4, right?
Never.
But they want to wank off Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Dropped the form. Meanwhile in Super, Goku dropped Super Saiyan Blue just by getting hit into the side of a mountain. I mean, this dude was fighting.
Goku from Super got knocked out of Blue by getting knocked into the side of a mountain. Interesting feats, right? But okay, let's talk about Super Saiyan 4's Goku's feats. Let's keep talking about it.
Temperature of the sun level heat opponents.
Man, temperature of the sun level heat opponents. And Goku was in base right here. Base Goku.
And was
again, this goes back to what I said. Base Goku from GT is the best Goku version of Goku ever seen.
Still holding Super Saiyan 4 through all that. Never dropped it again.
But fanboys don't want to see this right here. They don't want to see this right here. When we break it down to them right here, like this right here, this hurts their pride to admit that it doesn't make sense. Again, this goes back to what I said. Super has terrible writing. Goku is a retard. It don't make any freaking sense. So, okay, in y'all world, if I would have to be one of y'all to say, yeah, it makes sense. Oh, yeah, it doesn't make sense. Oh, I'm like, bro, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, please. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, please. Please.
Nova Shenron.
Nova Shenron?
Insane. Do people just overlook that? That's insane.
Look at these feats. Mind you, let's go back to the meme right here. Look at this. Read it and weep. Y'all see this? The temperature, yo. All right, OG. I'll be on for a little bit. I ain't tripping on it. I'm on for a little bit. Because I'm finna cook the whole time.
Never dropped it again.
He never dropped it. Look at how hot the sun is, bruh.
Nova Shenron.
But they want to wank off Blue since they want to wank off Super so much.
That's insane.
It makes so much sense that GT is weaker than Super, but okay.
People just overlook that. That's insane durability. And not to mention the fact that he casually tanks lightning. I mean, he literally said lightning, it feels good, it tickles him.
This man literally tanked lightning. He tanked it. Come on, man. Come on, man. He tanked lightning and said it tickled.
And lightning burns hotter than the sun. Yes, Goku has been able to take lightning in the past, you know, like he get hit by it and damn.
Here we go. To all you Super fanboys, read it and weep, buddies. Read it and weep. Yep, the answer is a bolt of lightning which can reach temperatures of roughly 30,000 kelvins. 53,540 degrees Fahrenheit. The sun, on the other hand, is eclipsed. In this case, its surface temperature is just 6,000 kelvins, 10,340 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damage.
Okay?
And this dude says it tickles. It literally doesn't.
But him being shocked by lightning tickled him.
He stands there with his
But you got Dragon Ball Super Goku Blue get shot by a ray gun from a henchman and nearly died. But you guys say it just
Unfolded. Again, never dropping Super Saiyan 4.
He never dropped the form.
Up against Ice Shenlong, who is said to have ice so cold that it can freeze over the sun. The
Ice so cold that it can freeze over the sun.
sun, my dude. The sun. That's how cold his ice is.
That's how cold his ice was.
Nova, who basically was trying to bust Goku out, hit him with a blast so hot that it bust through that ice. Like, it completely melted that ice. And Goku was on fire with that shit. Like,
look at this. Look at this. Goku was set on fire. Goku in Super Saiyan 4 was set on fire with temperatures as hot as this. He was set on fire with temperatures as hot as this. And he still didn't lose the form. Since you guys want to argue this whole, oh, Cabba solos, what feats compare to this? What feats does Cabba have compared to this? This is why I say you super fanboys don't make sense.
and he held Super Saiyan 4 through that.
Look at this. He held Super Saiyan 4 through that.
The guy's on fire. Nova knew Goku could handle that level heat, so he busted him out of it. Like, that's crazy. Then, of course, it was a time where Goku was fooled by Ice Shenlong and basically got his eyes slashed out of his head.
Got his eyes slashed, right? We could compare this equivalent to the henchman ray gun. Now watch this. Watch these feats.
I mean, putting him at an incredible disadvantage. I mean, I'm pretty sure his stamina took a huge hit when that happened. And he was able to hold Super Saiyan 4 through that as well. And Ice said that Goku's power was cut in half. Now, I don't know if that's true. I mean,
Gentoo says Cabba get no diff by Super Saiyan 4 Goku. What the hell are we talking about here? Bruh, like, the fact that these guys are saying this stuff, like, I understand that they want to argue, oh, it's its own continuity and that this, that, and the third, but the fact that it was even asked by a person who's a fan of Dragon Ball, why does it make sense that a Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla can beat a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? That's where this is why this stream is occurring, because you guys have literally wanked something. Like, you guys need to understand, if you're going to go as far as to say or suggest that Super is stronger than GT, then we can do this right here. That makes it legit. We can argue that. We can debate that. We can debate this. Okay, if y'all can do that, then you can't say I can't debate it. You can't tell me I can't go and pull feats and show you why GT Goku is actually more powerful than Blue Goku. It's showing right here. Even in you guys' own anime, Goku was shot in the chest in the in what, Resurrection of F, and almost died and needed a sensu bean. Goku is in Super Saiyan 4, slashed in the eyes, got cooked, like literally beyond sun levels, sun heat, struck by lightning, and still maintained the Super Saiyan 4 form. You guys want to reach with UI? Please. UI has failed time and time again because it's not mastered. So many times. It went from the anime not mastered all the way to the manga not mastered. True UI comes and still not mastered. He can't even hold the form that long. Oh, well, he could transform into it at will. He could transform into it at will, though. And all he has to do is speed blitz. But do you know that Super Saiyan 4 is built for war? Super Saiyan 4 is built for war. His feat shows that he is able to take the assault. He can take it. He can take any assault you bring. His feats clearly show it. So why are you guys trying to wank off Super so much and trying to undermine GT? It doesn't make sense. When the feats prove it, what has Cabba done feats wise that even remotely compares to GT Goku? What are you guys talking about? but see, these power levels hadn't been reached in GT. First of all, there's nothing that says anywhere from Toriyama that says that these feats, these power levels hadn't even been reached. Nothing says that they haven't been reached. How do we know within that time span? It only makes sense if you're writing a good story. It only makes sense that they have already accomplished this and they don't feel they're Super Saiyan 4, so there's no need for all these God forms. When we have the perfect Saiyan form with perfect ki control. Perfect. I even get my tail back. That seals my stamina. I don't need God energy. Maybe this form is actually more powerful than God. His feat shows it. It's like, come on, bruh. And if y'all want to go, oh, well, Dragon Ball Heroes and stuff like that, man, Dragon Ball Heroes is clearly fan service. I'm not even going to go that far into the rabbit hole. I'm not even going to do that with y'all. Like, come on. All these transformations. Like, you got a Super Saiyan 3 Rose Goku Black versus UI Goku, and somehow a Super Saiyan 3 Rose Black gets to beat a UI form. A form that Beerus literally stood up in the pews and was like, couldn't believe his eyes that Goku got an ability like that. Come on, man.
You know, people say things all the time, whether he would know that Goku's power was cut in half. That's really, we don't know that.
Unable to see, Goku's power is cut in half. This battle will be mine.
It would know that. So yeah, that's the fact that Goku held Super Saiyan 4 through that.
With his power cut in half, he was able to hold Super Saiyan 4 with his power cut in half. He said it. He just said it.
There's a lot as well. You know, not to mention that all of this happens in one day. I mean, poisoned, blinded, burned, frozen. I mean,
poisoned, blinded, burned. Hey, what's up, Vortex? My fault, fam. What's good, Vortex? Big shout outs to Vortex in the chat. Big shout outs. So
he fights Omega, who has all these abilities of the previous dragons. Luckily, you know, Goku's body remembers techniques, so they didn't have really...
Goku's body literally remembers techniques as well in the form of Super Saiyan 4. As well.
Any effect on him as far as the key attacks will go. So Omega has to literally beat the shit out of Goku. I mean...
Gen 2 just made a good point. Meanwhile, Goku and Ultra Instinct always jumping muffs and needing help, while GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 is the one getting jumped by Ice and Fire Gods. Says a lot about Super Saiyan 4 compared to his UI form. I just...
He beat Goku so bad, his stamina took such a hit that glass was able to penetrate his skin. After everything that this dude has tanked, glass was able to penetrate him.
After every, mind you, everything Goku took in this fight right here, all that day, this man was fighting all different dragons. He fought a bang of dragons just to have to fight one in the end that had the powers of all the dragons at once. Not only that, he had to make sure people didn't get hurt, save Pan, and his stamina was already cut in half by the fact that he already got his eyes slashed and stuff like that, got burned, got struck by lightning and everything else. And he still maintained Super Saiyan 4, but y'all want to sit here and wank off Cabba. Y'all want to sit here and wank off caulifla. Y'all are weird, bruh. Y'all are weird.
All that. Now, a lot of this has to do with the fact that Super Saiyan 4 is achieved through the tail. All the OG fans know when Goku has his tail, he feels a lot better. His potential rises. I mean, all the fans know this. And Nakasuru, luckily, he remembers this as a true fan of the series. You know, that's what he contributed Super Saiyan 4 to. The tail being the link to a Saiyan's potential. Even in GT, when Goku got his tail back, his stamina increased. He was able to hold Super Saiyan 3 with no problem. Unlike,
as y'all can see, with his tail, he was able to hold Super Saiyan 3 with no problems.
Previously, he wasn't able to hold it at all. I mean, against baby Vegeta the first time, he couldn't hold Super Saiyan 3. I mean, it was straining the hell out of his body because of, you know, he shrunk. His stamina, it took a hit. Then you have Super Saiyan Blue, which heavily drains the body, and it takes.
Y'all can't deny this right here. It uses a lot of time, a lot of stamina to do that transformation. So I'm saving it for later. Super Saiyan Blue drains stamina heavily. Y'all can't deny it. It was said. It was stated.
A lot of stamina to hold, which is why Goku can't hold it for real. Same thing with UI. He can barely hold that shit. And we all saw what happened in the Tournament of Power, which is the last time he used it in Super. I mean, it practically destroyed his body. He can't hold it. So even if you think Goku's stronger in Super, what is
Vandigo said they got retcon quick.
How is he gonna win? How is he gonna beat a Super Saiyan 4? I mean, if you think that UI is gonna really beat his ass, we've seen that Super Saiyan 4 can take an ass whooping. Look what Omega did to him, and Goku takes it.
I'm just saying, guys. Like, I'm just saying, I understand what they're saying, what the fanboys are trying to say, but that doesn't mean that I have to accept the stupidity. Vandigo says he was using Blue like it was Super Saiyan 1 once the U6 and U7 tournament was over. Yo, hey, shout outs to Gaming Geek, man. My bad, Gaming Geek. I remember you saying something in the chat. My fault, fam. Appreciate you pulling up, Gaming Geek. I don't know if you're still there, but shout outs to you, man, if you're still there.
Like, come on. And by the time he actually does any damage to Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he would have already dropped.
Look at this beating. Look at this beating. Look at this beating. Look at this. You know what? Goku shot by a ray gun. Goku shot by ray gun. First time.
I think something's wrong with my horse.
Watch this. He said they retcon themselves every 3 episodes. Bruh, I'm trying to tell these dudes. They want me to accept the fact that is everything that they said has been stated. Yeah, I said yes. Everything that y'all are showing me has been stated. Yes. But that doesn't excuse the fact that it's trash. Trash writing, trash plot. That's my point. I don't care about continuity. I don't care about any of that. All I'm saying is that it's trash. Super Saiyan Blue is trash. And the fact that since this whole idea that cabba solos GT trash. That's stupid that y'all want to headcanon that. I don't care what timeline it falls in at this point, because the feats matter more. The feats matter more. Cabba has no feats. Cabba has no feats. He just sparred with Vegeta. Vegeta was just trying to teach the dude how to become a form that that was already discovered and already had been traversed in Universe 7. These kids did not know what Super Saiyan was. Think about how that sounds. How do y'all give them so much credit when they don't even know what a Super Saiyan is? So of course they're gonna be in base form all this time. We never even seen what villains did they have to face in Universe 6? Did they elaborate on the villains No, you wasn't here at the beginning, so you didn't see what I said. I actually said that you good. I said I seen what you said. No, it's not you, RDB. No, you got here late, so you didn't hear what I actually said. I said you good because you was just proving the point that the bad writing exists and that it's terrible. I see what you're saying. You were making those points to prove that the reason why Super is terrible and why it's bad writing. You were actually making points. You're not sitting there wanking it off and sucking it off. Like I don't care about Vegeta sitting there saying, "Oh, well, watch this, guys. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. Let's go back. Look, this your boy. This your boy. This your boy.
This your boy. This is base Goku in Super getting shot in the chest with a ray gun. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Look at your boy. Now look at Super Saiyan 4 Goku though. Look at Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Look at his feats.
Come on. And by the time
look at his feats. Look at his feats.
The sun.
Look at his feats.
Damage.
Let's go back to how strong Super Saiyan 4 Goku is. Exactly, Gentoo, exactly. Exactly. Gentoo says, and even though Super Dragon Ball Heroes is not canon, if UI Goku was so better than Super Saiyan 4, he should have stomped Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but he didn't. Exactly. He says, I don't give a if it was fan service or not. Exactly. RDB says, if it was up to me, Universe 6 would be on perfect cell level. Bruh, let's go, bro. Like, what? We don't even know any, they never even, super fanboys, let me ask you this question. What are the main villains of Universe 6? You can't tell me, can you? You can't tell me any feats of Kale, Caulifla, or Cabba that displayed them having to be faced with a detrimental situation that any type of detrimental situation Universe 7 has ever faced. You got introduced to Cabba, you got introduced to Kale and Caulifla, and they all ended up getting given Super Saiyan through random random sparring matches and tingling feelings in the back. But Dragon Ball, but you guys want to wank off Universe 6 like they've actually experienced any hardship. They haven't. We haven't seen it yet. But we have something to go off of with Z, Dragon Ball, Z, GT. We actually seen what they had to be faced against and what they had to be forced to have to deal with. RDB says, I hate how everyone in Super is Super Saiyan God level. Like that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense. Horizon says Dragon Ball Super Saiyans are inexperienced and they're impressed by that. If they worked for it, then yeah, but nah, they have it handed to them like most of my era have having things handed to them. Right. Horizon says, I was given things, but I had to work to some extent. Exactly. Exactly. My point exactly. So you see base Goku took a lightning bolt? You see that? Now, how hot is that? So you mean to tell me that Goku got hit in base form as in his kid body, base form. He gets hit with that, but Goku blue. Goku, and he's got God form, he's got God key. He gets shot. He gets shot, and this is your boy. This is your boy. This is your boy. He gets shot by a ray. This ray gun took him out. Took him out. I'm destroying y'all right now for a reason. I'm just showing y'all that y'all are arguing something that okay, it's not canon. Okay, GT's not canon. Okay, it's its own continuity. Okay, I'll accept that. I never argued those points, but I'll accept that. If that's what y'all want to do. What else? GT never happened because it's not canon. But since you guys want to say Cabba can beat all of GT, guess what we can do? We can say GT comes after Super, which means the characters are actually a lot stronger than what you think. The feats alone shows it. They show you why GT Goku is stronger and a smarter version of Goku than the Super's retard Goku. Okay? This Goku right here is a retard. Okay? Compared to his Super Saiyan 4 GT self. Okay? GT Goku destroys Super Goku. Hands down. Okay? RDB says this is why the whole God key crap is stupid. Horizon says Kid GT Goku was facing Nova, who is below 6,000, because Nova said he can raise it, but he was restraining it. RDB says, but like I said, bro, I know it's retarded, but that's how Super is. I'm trying to make the... Wait, hold on. I can't see all of what you said, RDB. My bad. Hold on, wait. He says, but like I said, bro, I know it's retarded, but that's how Super is. I'm trying to make the power scaling sound logical, but you can't. See what I'm saying? RDB is telling y'all he's trying to make it sound logical, but it's hard to, because they just give you anything. They just give you anything, guys. The fanboys just don't want to admit it. The feats is right there. What feats does Cabba have that makes him stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Goku? What battle experience? What? Because Vegeta made a statement? He made one statement and now, oh, he's God level? Vegeta smiled when he said that. So I can also say that Vegeta might have been just trying to boost his confidence to make him feel more powerful. Because when you boost somebody's confidence, that does bring on the bravado in someone. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't it? If somebody was hyping me up while I was playing a game of basketball, I more likely would perform better because of that. That's called a morale boost. Vegeta could have been giving this man a morale boost. Vegeta wasn't even, if Vegeta felt like this man was on par with him for real, Vegeta would have took that match in the Tournament of Power very, very seriously. Because he knows he takes a chance of somebody beating him. Now, based on me saying that with that logic right there, it makes sense to them that Cabba should be on the same par as Vegeta, who trained with Whis, where Cabba did not train with Whis. Vegeta only taught him how to become a Super Saiyan, not taught him how to be a god. Vegeta only sparred with him in base form, and he more likely has such great ki control by then because he more likely can suppress his strength that far down to where it doesn't hurt Cabba to fight him or to spar with him. Let me just say that much. You guys are literally some wankers. It doesn't make sense. I to say with all the feats that I just showed with Super Saiyan 4 Goku that I've showed from Battle Memes by Amari's, because I'm not finna waste my time coming up with a video like this. And this is no shade at Omari, but I appreciate him for doing this because it makes my job light work right now. It makes my stream light work right now. I'm gonna make do of them with this whole Dragon Ball Super is better than GT whole nonsense. The feats prove that GT is superior. Okay, so this whole idea that Cabba is on the same par as Super Saiyan God Vegeta just because of that statement.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
This whole idea that it's not canon, I don't care, bruh, that it's not canon, because y'all didn't care to compare Cabba to since y'all didn't care to compare Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla to GT, or y'all didn't care to compare Cabba y'all didn't care to compare that. So do it look like I care about comparing it on my end? So I can't compare it, but y'all can. I can't say and argue my points. My points aren't right because it's not canon. But y'all can make a comparison with the canon versus the non-canon character. But when I argue my point, or we argue our point, oh, GT's not canon. So your statement is null and void. It's not canon, and it has its own continuity, so it's null and void now because we're trying to debate y'all. First of all, canon is not even an argument here because you guys sat there and said Cabba can do that. So canon at that point was no longer an argument. It's no longer an argument. So when y'all try to sit there and do that right there, This is basically what I'm telling y'all at this point.
The word dilly-gap. That's spelled D-I-L-L-I-G-A-F, dilly-gap. And it means, do I look like I give a fuck?
There's no, Vandigo says there's no power scaling in Super. Krillin can box with base Goku like the fuck. Right. You see what I'm saying? Krillin, man. Hold on. What happened? I think somebody, matter of fact, let's go back to battle memes. I'm gonna show y'all some more stuff. We got some ground to cover here.
Out of Goku. I mean, we're saying
now let's go back.
Shit. And we all saw what happened in the tournament in Super. What is he gonna, how is he gonna win? How is he gonna beat a Super Saiyan 4? I mean, if you think that UI is gonna really beat his ass, we've seen that Super Saiyan 4 can take an ass whooping. Look what Omega did to him, and Goku takes it. Like, come on. And by the time he actually does any damage to Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he would have already dropped UI.
Vandigo says last time we saw Krillin box was negative diffed by a newly born perfect cell. Broke every bone in his body by flicking him away like he was a fly. Bro, I'm telling y'all, man. Vandigo, like these are some capital A1 wankers.
And Super Saiyan Blue. So, and he actually does any damage to Super Saiyan 4 Goku, he would have already dropped UI. And Super Saiyan Blue.
All the basically all the damage that Super Saiyan 4 Goku endured, Goku would have already been knocked out of UI at this point. He would have been knocked out of UI a long time ago.
So come on, man, like seriously, there's nothing Super Goku has that can beat GT Goku. I'm not even gonna bring up the Dragon Fist. I mean, come on. Like, GT Goku has all the tools. Super Saiyan 4 is built for war. It's built for battle.
That man took a hard look at that kick to the bro. Right in the teeth, bro. Right in the teeth. Right in the teeth.
4 is built for war. It's built for battle.
Boom. Look at that.
So, yeah, if you have a rebuttal to that and you think that I'm incorrect, let me know. I mean, we can talk about it. But as far as the feats go, you know, stamina goes a long way.
Oh, if y'all, in case y'all didn't know what this clip was, Goku in Super Saiyan 4 was teleporting these people to whole other universes and stuff like that, whole other planets and stuff. This man was teleporting, instant transmissioning people to other planets. Like what?
The feats go, you know, stamina goes a long way. It helps the androids as well. Stamina goes a long way. And Super Saiyan 4 has that. He has the power as well and the speed, but you know, people try to deny it. But I'm telling you, Super Saiyan 4, there's nothing Goku from Super can do to GT Goku.
Vandigo says Trunks and him put a 300-piece combo on him and he didn't flinch. You see what I'm saying? Vandigo says, but you're telling me the guy who blue cell top off with a Kamehameha, who grew 1,000,000 times stronger since then, will box evenly with the dude who got one-shotted by a slap. Bro, listen, that's what I'm saying, fam.
Period.
That's what I'm saying, fam.
Comment section and
Now, let's check this out right here. Let's go with some more. Let's go with some feats. Since you got to help you fanboys out, to show y'all why Super it's not on par. It's not on par, bro. There's nothing you can tell me.
Hey y'all, this Battle Memes by Omari coming back at you with another video, and yeah, we about to get into these Super Saiyan 4 feats, man. This is what we've been waiting for, so let's do it. Key control. That's the #1 thing about Super Saiyan 4 is key control. You cannot attain Super Saiyan 4
if he can recover his rationality and control that incredible power of his
without first controlling the key.
He will indeed become a Super Saiyan 4.
And the rationality of the golden Uzaru. That's first of all. That's the reason why Goku in Super Saiyan 4, like the minute he got it, he had like perfect control of that joint. It don't drain ki. It's perfect control of it. It's peak control. He could even hold it while completely unconscious. He fucking could teleport back and forth, instant transmission from planet to planet, teleporting motherfuckers like back and forth without even losing Super Saiyan 4. Even when Omega beat the shit out of him, he was able to hold it all the way down to a stamina drop to where a piece of glass was able to cut him. I mean, do you understand how much of a stamina drop that is? He was.
Horizon says Dragon Ball Super is a spit in the face to Dragon Ball Z and OG fans. Right, exactly.
Blind and a fucking piece of glass cut his thumb. That's how much his ass was whooped at that time. And he was still holding Super Saiyan 4 without dropping it. Crazy. Super Saiyan 4 was built to take punishment, built for the duration. It was just built for war, period. Now let's not forget that a fucking fused god does not have the power to heal a Super Saiyan 4. Now,
wow, check this out, y'all. So even a fused god does not have the power it would take to revive Super Saiyan 4 Goku, to replenish Super Saiyan 4 Goku's health. A god can't even do this.
We all know how strong the Potara earrings are, right? How strong it makes the users once they fuse. A fucking Kibito Kai, I think that was his name, right? Kibito Kai, when he fused, he still didn't have the power to heal the Super Saiyan 4. That's how mighty the Super Saiyan 4 is. That's how powerful he is. A fused Potara god cannot heal him. Fucking
a fused Potara god cannot heal Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Insane durability. This dude had a skyscraper fall on top of him, no key shield, and it didn't even hurt him. It just pissed him off while he was protecting Pan. Now, via research, a fucking skyscraper weighs about 222,500 tons. That shit fell on top of him.
But the super fanboys don't want to hear these facts.
No key shield, no damage. When Goku,
no key shield, no damage.
Goku went up against C Xinglong, you know, the fire dragon. He let him know that he can raise his body temperature up to 6,000 degrees Kelvin. That's the same as the temperature of the surface of the sun. Seriously, the surface of the sun, this dude can raise his body temperature to. So Goku had to keep his distance when he was fighting him the whole time. So Goku goes Super Saiyan 4 and lets him know your 6,000 degree body temperature ain't gonna do shit. That's the same temperature as the surface of the sun and the core of the planet. Super Saiyan 4 casually tanks that, which means that's not even his limit to what he can tank. And
you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying?
He fights him. He fights him with no damage, and he couldn't do that shit before. So that just lets you know. In fact, he was set on fire by C Xinglong once when he tried to get him out of the ice, and he knew Goku could take it, so he just set him on fire. Okay, now.
Wow, you see what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, RDB?
Goku has taken lightning in the past. We all know he gets fucked up by lightning and survives. Humans could do that. But in Super Saiyan 4, he just casually takes it, and it tickles him. It literally tickles him. Lightning doesn't even scratch this dude. And lightning burns hotter than the surface of the sun. It burns at fucking 30,000 degrees Kelvin compared to the sun's 6,000 degrees Kelvin. Bruh, really? Now here's one. He can fucking absorb the enemy's ki attacks. Fucking absorb the enemy's ki attacks.
This man literally absorbed the whole ki attack, bro, and was unscathed. Jinsu says, they be like, but can he beat Super Goku though? And I'd be like, yeah. They be like, how? The answer, right? A ray gun. Oh my God, bro. A ray gun, literally, bro. A ray gun. Man, the whole time Manaka was debating me, I was over there like,
Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff.
The whole time. The whole time, bruh. It's like, come on, man. Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. they said Super Saiyan. They wanted to make sense so bad that a Super Saiyan 2 caulifla should be able to beat a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta.
I can acknowledge Dragon Ball's greatness because it is a great show. It's just not a good show. There's a difference between great and good.
I can acknowledge Dragon Ball's greatness because it is a great show. It's just not a good show. There's a difference between great and good.
It just doesn't make sense that, you know, for y'all to say that, man, that's crazy. Cabba is so basically because of Vegeta saying that little line inside the anime panel, the manga panel, he's God level.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Okay, hold on, RDB. Let me see. I don't see a video in the KZN family chat. I'm looking at it. I don't see anything in there. I don't see nothing. Yeah, I'm not seeing nothing, my guy. I mean, let's go back to the feats. Let's go back to the feats, man.
Attacks. He was literally inside of Baby's revenge death ball, and he soaked that shit up and made it his own power and used it against Baby. He fucking absorbed his ki, replenished his fucking ki.
Goku literally
and used it against him.
Goku Super Saiyan 4 literally absorbed the ki, replenished his ki, and was back to full power.
Dog, like that shit is crazy. We all know Goku's absorbed ki before from it.
He absorbed ki in Super, but what happened? It looked like he almost dang near died.
His allies, but he absorbed the enemy's ki and used it against him.
And used it against him and beat him
with it. Now this is the same blast that when Baby used it on a smaller scale, the shit was so powerful that the shockwaves alone fucking interrupted Kibito Kai when he was rescuing Goku from it. Wow. Hitting him into a completely different dimension. That means the shockwaves from the blast was so strong, it fucking went to another dimension and sent Goku somewhere where not even the Elder Kai's powers can reach.
Wow, you see that? The power from the blast was so powerful that the Elder Kai could not even locate this man. Look at this right here. Listen to this again, super fanboys.
Interrupted Kibito Kai when he was rescuing Goku from it. Hitting him into a completely different dimension. That means the shockwaves from the blast was so strong, it fucking went to another dimension.
Bro, in that space, not even my power has any hold. Look at there. I had no idea that the evil power would have such force. All right, bet.
Dimension. That means the shockwaves from the blast RDB was so strong. No,
my stream is dropping out, y'all. So I'm gonna be right back, okay? I'm gonna be right back. Hold on, y'all. It's saying on YouTube that my stream is dropping, and it said it was gonna end, but never mind. I don't know. I think I'm having some spotty internet connections right now. I'm having some spotty internet. But yeah, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going.
If I see a key attack, I'll remember it, and you won't get me with the same trick twice, like he said. This means this is on a completely different scale. If he gets hit by a key attack, his body remembers it on its own, and it builds a key immunity to it. It automatically builds a key shield to that key attack, meaning you can hit him with it, but it will do no damage. San Xinglong's ice is said to be so cold that it can freeze over the sun. When he froze Goku, he couldn't do shit. Nothing he could do could break out of it. Si Xinglong was able to break him out or whatever, because he has the honor. Then San Xinglong got to freeze him again. Goku was able to break out because his body adjusted to the technique.
Wow. At Gen, no reason why he lost because Death Battle refused to use different versions of Superman. It doesn't make any sense, bro. It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why they feel like, you know, just because it makes sense to y'all don't mean that it's not bad writing. It's bad writing. Yeah, I seen it. I just seen it. I remember seeing it earlier. I didn't know it was that one. I seen it in the roast room, I think. That meme crazy, man. That's a crazy meme. I ain't gonna say it on stream because I don't want nobody to think I'm zesty or something.
Because he already remembered it. That's crazy. Like, you can't hit him twice. That's why when Omega...
Because that's kind of a little messed up that if a girl do send you a picture of her, you know what I'm saying, having one like a man, you got a problem. That's a little, yeah. I don't know.
Goku tried to hit him with all those key techniques that Goku was already hit by from the previous dragons. They didn't work. So he had to physically beat the shit out of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And are we really going to ignore the fact that dude was out flying a Kamehameha times 10 thrown by Omega? Like, really? He was out flying that shit, blind, out flying the Kamehameha times 10. Eventually it caught him, but he was out flying that joint for a good amount of time. That is raw speed. Raw speed. Now, this one was kind of shaky because he absorbed the ki in base, but it pushed his Super Saiyan 4 limit past what it was, literally breaking his limit, putting him over.
And so Ultra Full Power Super Saiyan 4, Super Saiyan 4 is complete. Wow.
The Super Saiyan 4 raw speed. Now, this one was kind of shaky because he absorbed the ki in base, but it pushed his Super Saiyan 4 limit past what it was, literally breaking his limit, putting him over Yi Xinglong's base form. He actually was stronger than Yi Xinglong, and to the point where he had to absorb the Dragon Balls and turn into quote-unquote Omega, you know, because he had the advantage over him from absorbing all that ki. Super Saiyan 4 is basically a limit breaker. This means that, to be honest, to make Super Saiyan 4 stronger, he doesn't even have to train. All he has to do is absorb ki.
Do a versus series like Naruto / Boruto character versus a Dragon Ball character, or any anime versus another anime versus. Yeah, we can do it. We can just find some ideas and throw it together, man. So I'm looking at Manaka's message right here. He responded that because it's the end, that it doesn't have leaps in power. We just went through and looked at some of the feats, okay? I haven't seen Toriyama say or anything say, and if there is, please send it to me. Anybody that can find the information, send it to me. I would like to see it, because I've never heard Toriyama or has read anything where Toriyama said that GT has not experienced anything that happened in Super. Yeah, there are two different continuities, so I guess you can you can argue that they're different continuities, so they're gonna have different paths of power. I get that, but still, the feats show itself that GT Goku, we'll just say, just speaking on GT Goku. Now, if we put GT Vegeta and him in his Super Saiyan 4 form versus what we already just seen GT Goku do in pure feats, fused together into a Super Saiyan 4, both of their powers multiplied into one, you mean to tell me that it should make sense that Caulifla Super Saiyan 2 should be able to defeat this man? You really mean to tell me that would make sense for that to happen?
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Yeah, like he said, it being the end is irrelevant because it's completely different. Vandigo says they lining up GT with the movies. Y'all, my bad if y'all experiencing any lag or anything like that. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm having some like internet drops here. Hold on, y'all. I'm back, y'all. My bad. Okay, so I see Dantis Campbell. He says in the chat, what exactly can we learn from this? I wonder. If you can comprehend, all I'll say, my friend, is if you can comprehend, you'll be able to learn something based on your cognitive. If you got good cognitive, then you will be able to understand what you can learn from this. We're basically trying to show you physically what we learned from this. If you don't understand and you wasn't here for most of the stream, you're not going to understand just walking in the door. You're not going to understand. You're not going to understand, and that's just that. You're not going to. The whole purpose of this right here. Vandigo says, I have saw polls with Super Saiyan Cabba versus Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Cell Saga. What? Yo, send me the link to that, Vandy. Send me a link to that. I would like to see this. But at the end of the day, it's like this right here. I said, here we go again. I'm still stuck on how y'all said Toriyama. He says, I'm still stuck on how y'all said Toriyama didn't say he didn't write the story. And the second paragraph of the link y'all had trouble clicking literally said, I left it up to the anime staff and story and all. But this isn't a debate about canon. So I told him, but my point to that whole situation is the fact that he said, he made the statement last night during last night's stream that Toriyama had nothing to do with GT. My point is, Manaka, so you can understand what my point is. My point is that you made the statement last night that Toriyama had nothing to do with the series at all. You made that statement, and I was just telling you, my brother, that he did have something to do with it. Toriyama will always have something to do with anything Dragon Ball related because it's his characters. Those are his characters. He literally said, I drew up the stuff. He did the character. He did the character designs. I drew up the stuff. I brainstormed. He basically brainstormed it and let them write the story out. It's like, okay, I might not sit down and write manga panel to manga panel. No, he didn't write manga panel to manga panel, but you cannot tell me he did not brainstorm and put a bubble and say, okay, this is what I want to see points hit while y'all write this. So here's my points I want you to touch on, and y'all deliver the story. He gave them the blueprint, and all he did was turn it into an anime. That's what he did. He had everything to do with that. Like, I don't understand, bruh. I'm not arguing with the point. It being the end is irrelevant because it's completely different scales of power and backstory. Okay then. Okay then. If it's different scales of power and backstory, then why are you guys trying to compare something that has completely, like, GT has feats that trump Super. Super has power levels that was, what, you're arguing that Super has power levels that hasn't been seen in GT, but how do you know that GT hasn't experienced these power levels then? How do you know that? It never was stated that GT never reached these tiers of levels that you're saying that isn't there. You can't say GT never experienced it just because you didn't see it. Just like you tried to make the argument that we can't argue that caulifla didn't train because it was never said that she didn't train. Same logic, my friend. Same logic. Yo. He says, I'm still stuck on how y'all said Toriyama say he didn't. Okay. I said, no, we didn't have trouble clicking it. I said, you just didn't see an actual clickable link or whatever. He says, I literally copied whatever, blah, blah, blah. He says he didn't write GT story at all. Character designs is not writing the story. That was my point from jump. Bro, again, our point is that you made the statement yesterday in the stream, which Custom said he saw it. He saw you say it. You said that Toriyama had nothing to do with GT. And Toriyama said himself that he had everything to do with the GT except for writing the story out. The character designs are all his. Those characters, he gave them characters to the people to make, to work with. He gave them all the material, mostly all of the material except for writing the story out. He gave them a blueprint and told them to form a story out of it. So again, our point is to be proven that Toriyama has something to do with it. It's not about the writing part of it. We're just saying that he had something to do with his own work. You're missing the point we're making. It's not about canon. It's not even about canon. It's about continuity. Goku never meets gods. What? Goku never meets gods in GT? So this man said Goku doesn't meet gods in GT. So Kibito Kite isn't a god? So even the dragon, the Shinron dragon, the one who can grant wishes, isn't that the abilities of a god? Don't you got to be some sort of type of god to be able to do something like that? I'm trying to figure out where you were going with that. I don't care about canon. Yeah, he trolling. He trolling. I know he's trolling. That's why I ain't paying it no mind. Goku never meets God. So, well, never mind Kibito Kai was there. Never mind the Elder Kai was around. Never mind him knowing Dende. Never mind Shenron the dragon that can grant wishes. Never mind all these other guys. Never mind King Kai. Never mind all these guys. So he never met guys. Okay, sir. All right. That's my point, bro. That's my point, Vandigo. How in the heck can Cabba, who learned how to turn Super Saiyan by plot, can fight with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan? Come on, man. This man literally go on to say, let me go to my notifications here. So he goes on to clip this, right? I said, bruh, you just said the point I'm making and said many times. If it's not canon and it has its own continuity, then why are y'all comparing the two when y'all clearly saying these things you just said? He said that so he took that to say that, oh my God, Shogun yet again. Goku became a god at the end. Duh, that's exactly. Bruh, I said, bruh, you just said the point I'm making and said many times. If it's not canon and it has its own continuity, when I said that, I was saying that based on what somebody else said, not because I'm arguing that. He's taking something that I never argue a point of and put it on me. Right, Vandigo. Goku didn't need gods to get as powerful as a god. Super Saiyan 4 was the pure embodiment of a Saiyan. Exactly. I said the whole argument that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta and Cabba can beat GT characters becomes void at that point and shouldn't even have been an argument from y'all anyways. I'm literally blaming him for what they said and what other Dragon Ball Super fans have said. But he's still blaming it on me that I'm arguing continuity and that it's not canon. I never once argued about canon or anything. He's blaming it on me. I said y'all shouldn't be debating something that y'all claim is non-canon to something that's canon and has its own continuity or different timeline. And the reason why I said that is because, like I said initially, I ran across Dragon Ball Super fans saying this stuff. So I said, well, okay, if y'all gonna argue because the fact that we said that GT happens after Super as the reason why GT's feats are going to be more better than Super and why the characters in Super, or let's just say Super Saiyan 4 Goku would be stronger than Super's characters and I've shown actual feats compared to Blue Goku so far. I said that to say that y'all shouldn't be debating something that y'all claim is non-canon, because as soon as I said that, y'all wanted to argue that it's not canon. Y'all tried to defeat me with it's not canon. Y'all said, well, it's its own continuity, it's not canon, so you can't use GT, so Super still beats GT. Shogun says my man Goku rode off on Shenlong to be a god that he is. I said, if all those are facts, y'all completely have debunked yourselves and are speaking on headcanon. You saying this even further proves my point that y'all have no logic. I said, if GT is not canon and Super is its own continuity and GT is its own timeline, then why did y'all even reach as far as to say that Super can beat GT when y'all have stated these facts? Do y'all understand what I'm trying to say? If y'all are arguing that GT is not canon and that Super is its own continuity and that GT is its own timeline and continuity, my question is, then why are y'all even trying to have this headcanon debate then? There was no point. I the one that started the whole thing, like where I was like, it doesn't make sense to say that Caulifla Super Saiyan 2 should be able to beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I started that, and y'all wanted to say, well, oh, Shogun said GT is an official source. It can be used like Broly can. Exactly my point. Exactly my point. If GT is not canon and Super is its own continuity, this is me saying based on what y'all defenses was when I said GT is stronger because it's the end. Y'all went on and said, well, it's not canon, so you can't count that. It's not canon. It's its own continuity. It's not canon. Why did y'all even reach as far as to say that Super can beat GT when y'all have stated these facts? I said you can't compare them at that point based on y'all logic and argument of this information. So really it's that y'all that look silly trying to argue. So again, does it sound like trying to shut him up with the whole continuity and canon thing? Or am I trying to say that they're the ones that said it to me in their defense to me saying that, or to us last night in the stream saying that GT is the end, so it only makes sense that GT characters are stronger? I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. He said, my brother in Christ, you're saying we shouldn't compare powers of characters because it's different continuities. I never said that. I'm asking, why can't we? I never said that you can't compare the powers. I was trying to compare powers from the start. From the first initial post I shared, I literally said from the start that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla cannot beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I said this from the start. What is he talking about? You said if it's not canon and a different continuity, why would you compare the two? Bro, that wasn't my arguing point from the get-go. That was somebody else's arguing point. I'm the one that's asking y'all if that's y'all rebuttal to me saying that GT comes after Super and it only makes sense that Super's characters, that GT's characters is stronger than Super's characters, and that Super's character, Caulifla Super Saiyan 2, cannot beat a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and that Cabba cannot solo GT, then what are you talking about? I'm arguing power levels here. I'm arguing powers. I'm arguing feats. What are you talking about? You're blaming me for something I'm not even arguing. I'm not even arguing from that point. I'm using both continuities against themselves. So how am I arguing that we can't compare the two? I'm saying that that's y'all excuse as to why I can't use GT. That if I can't use the fact that GT exists, or the fact that the feats of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Super Saiyan Blue Goku, and the fact that Cabba cannot go through and solo GT, you turn around and say that I'm arguing that it's not canon and that it's a different continuity. My arguments are showing on here that is different from what you're trying to say I'm arguing. You're thinking I'm arguing from the point or perspective of continuity and canon, and that's not where I'm coming from. I'm actually challenging y'all on what y'all saying. I'm actually challenging y'all on this whole idea that Cabba can beat GT. So what are you talking about? Shogun says you should just let it go. I'm about to. He keeps accusing me of saying that I'm arguing that it doesn't make sense or the characters don't compare because they have different continuities. I'm not arguing that. I'm actually challenging it. Right, Gentoo just said my point. He understands, and his cognitive understands. Nobody was ever arguing that you can't compare from the start. We are debunking why Cabba can't beat the top tier characters in GT. People don't listen. They're just waiting to respond like kids. Exactly. Vandigo says, meanwhile, Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta boxed with Broly for a little minute and had to whip out the Super Kamehameha after the Stardust explosion did not work. Y'all bear with me. I'm having some internet issues over here. I think we got an outage going on over here. So the stream keeps coming in and out. So bear with me, y'all. It didn't do this last night. So y'all know the stream was cool last night. But I don't know about today. I don't know what's going on. I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying. You can't compare the two. Exactly. That's my whole argument point. He's saying that I'm arguing that you can't compare the two. I was saying that you can't sarcastically to say that since they said to my rebuttal that in Custom's rebuttal, everybody's rebuttal last night was simply this. This is what everybody's rebuttal was. Based on the fact that there was a share on Twitter from another person on Twitter that referenced the fact or implied that caulifla Super Saiyan 2 can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. What I said was that, well, Super has trash plot, it's the scaling is terrible. So yeah, Super may just be able to beat GT because of the terrible writing. It just doesn't make sense to have them characters that powerful when they have no feats that should beckon them be that strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. RDB says, see, I'm trying to be logical. The person you're debating is giving me a headache. Bro, it doesn't make sense how Broly was on the level of the gods. Bro. He says, that's not the point. You ain't never compared two characters. Yes, I have. Notice I'm not really replying like that because at this point, bro. I said, dude, exactly. I said, you don't listen. I clearly said that in response to someone using those excuses against me, bruh. I said, me saying that's my point is me saying that my point is, if y'all are going to argue the points of continuity and this and that, then there was no point in debating from the get-go. Because y'all are telling me that I can't compare it based on continuity and plot and storyline and all this and that. So what was the point? I said there was no point in debating anything because of the fact y'all used those excuses. Y'all sat there and compared a canon character to a non-canon character. We told y'all that GT happened after Super, which is the end of Z. So it only makes sense that the characters have gotten stronger, or at least Goku, since he's the only one who cared about training and to continue training while everyone on Earth were just living a life of peace, dude. He says GT doesn't happen after Super though. Oh my God. It says right here. It says right here. Right there. GT technically takes place many years after Super would in terms of timeline. In terms of timeline. What do you mean, sir? Like, what
you fucking dumbass? I'm telling you, the average human being is literally fucking stupid.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
Look at this right here. This is possible because Dragon Ball Super takes place immediately after the end of Z, while GT was set 5 years later. So the timeline is still coherent. Super is placed before GT and after Z. That's why we leave this series for the end. What did Manaka say? GT doesn't happen after Super though. What did it just say over here? Read it and weep, guys. He just said what he said. Super is placed before GT. What did Manaka say? GT doesn't happen after Super though. It happens after Z. What did it just say right here? Super is placed before GT and after Z. All right, OG, I understand you got a busy day going right now. It's all good, OG. I appreciate you being here. Big shout outs to Sham the God. Big shout outs to Sham the God, man. Appreciate you, OG. Hey, at least you get to watch this roast session. At least you get to enjoy this roast session, OG. At least you get to enjoy this roast. And then guess what my reply was? Oh my God. I just said, oh my God, bro. He said GT doesn't happen after Super though. He says, yes, it's later on in the time, but still said, yes, it's later on in the timeline. He said, yes, it's later on in the timeline than Super, but it isn't after Super.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Your first mistake was thinking that you were smarter than me. You tried it. It didn't land.
I can acknowledge Dragon Ball's greatness because it is a great show. It's just not a good show. There's a difference between great and good.
I can acknowledge Dragon Ball's greatness because it is a great show. It's just not a good show. There's a difference between great and good.
I'm flabbergasted, man. I'm flabbergasted. This man literally sat there and said GT doesn't happen after Super though. We go back here. Super is placed before GT. What do you say here? GT doesn't happen after Super though. What do you say here? Super is placed before GT. What do you say here? It happens after Z, where Super didn't happen. What does it say here? Super is placed before GT and after Z. Dude, Manaka, that's why I don't debate you, sir.
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying, y'all see I'm not lying. I'm not lying. You can't make this up. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up at all. This is the epitome of the fandom right now. This is the absolute epitome. This is the fandom right now. If you're saying that people say GT is weaker because it's not canon, if you're saying that people say GT is weaker because it's not canon, I don't subscribe to that logic. And it usually comes from people who don't actually know about power scaling. If that's what you mean, then that's why I seem to not be getting what you're saying, because I don't. If you're saying that people say GT is weaker because it's not canon, I don't subscribe to that logic. Okay then. Okay. Okay. Okay then. That means you agree with my argument. That means you can agree with my reasoning as to why GT Goku is stronger than Super then. You will have to agree then. Because that's what people are saying. They're saying that GT is weaker. Not because of they are using that, oh, it's not canon, and oh, it's because they haven't reached those levels of powers yet that like that of Super. So with what you just said,
Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah. Dummy, yeah. Yeah.
Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff.
Dude. I went on to say, I said, y'all are the ones who argued it's not canon, so Super wins. Y'all use the continuity thing against me, not me using it against y'all, bruh. So you showing me that screenshot and the highlights clearly show you don't understand third-person perspective at all. He said it not being canon is barely relevant to the debate of power. Okay then. I said, bruh. He says, if you're saying that people say GT, bruh, the whole time. Of course I know that canon has nothing to do with the power level. I understand. That's what I'm saying the whole time. I never argued that canon. You guys, you super fanboys, forget things you say, and then when we rebuttal it, you guys have by that time you guys have completely forgotten what you've said. What you've said. Matter of fact, let's go to the comment section where under random black guys post here. It's hard for people to accept these kinds of things. Saying it makes no sense, even though it does. Just because it makes sense because they wrote it like that doesn't mean that it's not terrible writing, sir. I once asked if Universe 7 warriors can get as strong as they are, why can't others? Yet they refuse to acknowledge it. We didn't say that they can't. We're just saying that there's nothing showing that they did. There's no feat showing that Cabba and Caulifla and all of them did anything to get stronger. We seen Vegeta teach Cabba how to get Super Saiyan, so we can safely imply that the man is not as strong as the Universe 7 Saiyans right then and there. They're so biased, it's crazy. RDB says they're so biased, it's crazy, LOL. I said GT comes after Super, fam. Google it and it will tell you that GT comes after Super. So how can Cabba solo GT? That's a hard reach. I says this can be Googled, in which in my stream last night we all Googled this live and showed that GT comes after Super. I said, so this whole idea that you 6 Saiyans can do anything to GT characters period is a reach. Just Google it. It'll tell you that GT technically falls after Super because GT is the end of Dragon Ball. Just like y'all want to push this clip where Vegeta made this statement, then y'all should be fair and accept the fact that it's also been stated that GT comes after Super, which means in the time of GT, the characters are far stronger than the Super characters at this point because of it being the end of the series. Do y'all see what my arguing point is now, Manaka? Do y'all see what my arguing point is now? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Did I make that clear? Is there anybody that this went over there? Did this go over anybody's head? Let me know. Okay? Let me know. So he says easy answer to your question is that first actually watch both shows, which I've been watching the show since I was born in the 90s, bro. I was watching the show way before you. So okay. And realize Super isn't canon. Realize Super isn't canon to GT. I'm just gonna play this little game with him. Right there. Super is now the truly canon of Dragon Ball, if you like it or not, since it continues the story after the anime and manga from the creator this time. Dragon Ball GT is technically canon. Dragon Ball GT is technically canon, even if the events of Super disturb the logic. It says right there that Super disturbs the logic. Let's go back to what he just said, right? Realize Super isn't canon to GT. Super is not canon to GT, right? Look at what he said right here. Realize Super isn't canon to GT. Dragon Ball GT is technically canon to Super. Is GT canon to Super? Dragon Ball GT is technically canon even if the events of Super disturb the logic. Basically implying that Super messed up the logic of it. They ruined the logic of it. Basically, it's being admitted that Super disturbed the complete and total logic of GT. From time to time, canon or non-canon, in the end, it makes no difference. So chronologically, Super and GT are not connected. Technically, GT takes place years after Super would in terms of timeline, though. Still, see what I'm saying? They do serve. See, we can argue different things because it's a multiverse. No matter what, Super GT takes place after Super. Let's just go ahead and call it, read it, and weep, bro. They retconned everything. They retconned everything. Everything is being retconned. In fact, there's really not that much that directly contradicts some of the plot elements seen in Dragon Ball GT. At the same time, there are some major changes in events that take place in Dragon Ball Super that are never referenced during GT. But just because it was never referenced doesn't mean that it didn't happen. Hence why they are trying to lead Dragon Ball Superhero up to... Hold on, wait. RDB said, I had replied to your comment, Sasuke. You should check it out. Hold on, wait. Meaning, oh, let me go to my beats, man. Let me go to my beats here. All right, I had to dial it down just a wee bit more. Hold on. Meaning the power of super characters don't later go into GT. Dragon Ball Superhero. Bro, listen. That's how Cabba can solo. This man literally is trying to say that Cabba can solo GT. Cabba has no feats that says this. Goku and Vegeta got a far more significant boost in power than Goku and GT did training with Oob, and even later achieving Super Saiyan 4. That's just how powerful Super Saiyan God is, and the two Saiyans, as usual, train further than that by the time they meet. I said it's not about canon or non-canon, fam. Can't tell me that I can't. You can't tell me that I can't mention the fact GT is said to happen. Is the mention? You can't tell me that I can't mention the fact GT is said to happen after Super, but yet y'all can make the assumption and say that Cabba can solo GT. Ain't that the plot calling the kettle metal? I said, and y'all the ones that mentioned a non-canon show. If it's so non-canon, then why make the assumption that Cabba can solo GT if you don't want to accept that GT happens after the Super, fam? Make it make sense. I said, y'all said Cabba beats GT, but he doesn't. If that's the idea, because GT is the end of Dragon Ball. That's what I'm saying, fam. You can't argue facts. What did we just say here? Right there. Technically, according to facts, even if the events of Super disturb the logic from time to time, GT canon material is everything based on the continuity that is officially confirmed by the owners. So in that respect, Dragon Ball GT is technically canon. No, it's not pot meets kettle. Pot meets kettle is if you put a movie Z character under the anime character just because technically it came after then say you're wrong. When you're not getting, what you're not getting is that when I say it's not canon, I'm saying 0 power boost. So he's arguing. Panther says, logically speaking, by chronological order, every transformation is stronger than the last. So GT being the end, then Super Saiyan 4 is the strongest form. They're not Panther. That's my point the whole time. I'm trying to tell these dudes. If it's in chronological order and GT happens, Super is before GT, right? That would only make sense writing wise that the transformations that happen in Super already happened because GT comes after that because it's the end of Z. Goku masters how to use Super Saiyan 4, which he doesn't need God to do anything. He came to the realization that he only needs to rely on his Saiyan instincts. He realizes that he don't need the powers of the gods to be as strong as a god. And it was said in Super that the Universe 6 Saiyans were weaker than Universe 7. Wow. Wow, bruh. This is ridiculous. That's why I said Super has the worst. It's the worst written story ever. It is the worst written. It doesn't make sense. Kale is undeniably the strongest Saiyan from Universe 6. Her latent power is through the roof, and she was designed to mirror the infamous Broly. It goes back to what Custom said last night in the stream. Kale is literally a parallel of Broly. Broly is a male. Kale is the female Broly. So she's parallel to Broly. Yes, they are weaker. They're probably stronger than the youngsters, Goten and Trunks for sure, but they are weaker than the main trio. This is what I mean by bad writing. Broly soloed 4 folks and Kale was fighting 1 person at a time. Stop the foolishness. Right. Toriyama revealed that Saiyans are born with something called S cells, and the biological blocks can activate the Super Saiyan form and trigger. Never mind. See, you see the retcons in this? That's what they're using to try to debate us. Is they're using retcons. Super is badly, poorly written. They're using retcons. Akira Toriyama literally didn't care. When he wrote Super, he didn't care about anything. He didn't care about nothing. Because of some weak S sales. This is crazy, bro. Bro, listen here.
Hey y'all, this battle means by Omari back at you with another video. You know what it is. So I'm starting to think that a lot of y'all super fanboys are really starting to forget the events that went on in Dragon Ball Super. Either that or you just don't want to remember. Because Goku and Trunks were pretty damn even before Goku went Super Saiyan 3. How is his base Super Saiyan God if that's the events that happened in Super? I keep trying to tell y'all, Goku's base form is not that powerful in Super. It's not. Even in the manga, Vegeta pointed out that Trunks Super Saiyan 2 was at Super Saiyan 3 Goku's level.
Now we finna get, we finna get to that. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We finna get to this point right quick. Hold on, y'all. I need to let me go to Twitter. I mean, not Twitter, but Twitch. Let me go to Twitch. I need to change something. Tori made a point. Sorry, Tori. I wasn't trying to ignore you. I couldn't see the Twitch chat. Yo, what's up, CKG? I changed it, Tori. Good looking out, Tori. All right, so Custom, since you're just not popping in, remember when you brought up how GT is the end, so it only makes sense that the characters in GT would be stronger than the characters that are in Super? It would only, you remember you referenced the fact that since it's the end, it would only make sense that the characters in GT would be stronger, and or let's just, if we want to just narrow it down to just Goku, since he's the only one that trained in GT while everybody was living in a state of peace at that time. Remember when you referenced the fact that since GT is based on the end of Z, that the characters are stronger? Well, their argument, they try to turn around and say that I was arguing continuity as the reason why they can't debate power levels, or they can't power scale. I never once debated power level. I never once debated said that you can't compare power levels. That wasn't my argument point. I never once tried to say that because of continuity and because of timeline difference, that's the reason why I can't compare power level. I was comparing power level the whole time, but according to Manaka, I was doing the opposite of that. I don't know where he got that from, but according to him, he's saying I was doing the opposite of that. I don't know where he got it from. But my whole point was to correct him on that. Yet again, my point is that GT characters are going to be stronger. If we're going to argue that, since they want to argue that Cabba can solo GT, right? Remember this whole idea that they had going on, that Cabba solos GT characters? Okay, since we're going off of that logic that they said, based on the fact that they tried to use this whole clip with Vegeta, let me go back to it. Since Vegeta said this right here, in your normal state, I would say, he said in your normal state, he said he would say, if I say, well, I would say this, but you know what I'm saying? Anybody can say I would say, but that's not him confirming. Even to say I would say, it's like you want to say that, you want to be able to say that, but it's not surefire. You know what I'm saying? That's like me saying I would say those shoes are nice, but then you always got that but at the end. The only other beings that can be stronger than gods and angels have to be the dragons. And what were the Z fighters fighting in GT? Dragons. Exactly. That's like me saying, well, I would say that you're about as strong as me. I would say that. But that's not me saying, I would say it, but I'm not. What if he's saying I would say that, but I'm not going to say that because it's not true? What if he's saying that? See, you guys are taking this and running with it. Vegeta literally smiled and say, in your normal state, I would say that you're about as strong as myself. I would say that. But even Vegeta right here is in base form. He was barely, Vegeta had barely any damage. He wasn't even damaged. Like Vegeta was literally sparring. If Vegeta really felt like Cabba was literally on his level, on par with him after this man trained with Whis and everything, Vegeta would have took this sparring session way more differently than that. He took hits. He took his fight with Hit way more seriously than Cabba at this point, bruh. If I'm lying, then tell me, somebody. Tell me. Tell me I'm lying. Am I lying? Exactly. Yo, Epic Muffin, I see you, man, my guy. Appreciate you pulling up on me, gang. Appreciate you pulling up on me, gang. Yeah, you know it, man. You motivate me, man. Epic Muffin, you motivate me, brother. I just want to tell you that you motivate me, man. You motivate me to be the best streamer I can be, man. To try to work hard at it, man. I just want to tell you that I sit in the shadows and I watch your streams and watch how they look and everything like that. Like, you got it looking good over there, my guy. Like, I look up to you, man. You know what I mean? Appreciate you. But yeah, man, like, I'm just saying. RDB says, hey, bro, I got to bounce. Y'all have a good day. Hey, RDB, I appreciate you pulling up, RDB. CKG says, he says, I could lift more than John Jones, but I would definitely lose a fight with him. I could have more power too, but would still lose the fight. Lose. The better fighter always wins. Saiyans always fight stronger people. That's how they get the Zenkai boost. Exactly. Exactly. Now check this out right here. Check this out right here. Now look at how weak Super Saiyan Blue Goku is. Look at this. Look at this.
Fanboys are really starting to forget the events that went on in Dragon Ball Super. Either that or you just don't want to remember. Because Goku and Trunks were pretty damn even before Goku went Super Saiyan 3. How is his base Super Saiyan God if that's the events that happened in Super? I keep trying to tell y'all, Goku's base form is not that powerful in Super. It's not. Even in the manga, Vegeta pointed out that Trunks Super Saiyan 2 was at Super Saiyan 3 Goku's level. Like, come on. Like, you can't pick and choose what you want to use from the manga and what you want to use from the anime. You know, facts are facts. It's right there. You can't
it's right
do
there,
that. Life
bro. You
doesn't
can't do that.
Work that way.
You can't. Y'all can't do that. He hasn't even transformed yet, but he's powered up nearly the same amount as Kakarot in his Super Saiyan 3. And this is Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. RDB, hey, where did you say that comment was? RDB, where you say it was at? Yeah, yeah, Epic Muffin, man. It's Epic, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, man. But I got a lot of comments. Where's my which comment? Oh, right here where you said that was my point. Where you said I wasn't saying people are biased because of the bad writing. I was trying to tell Horizon that I understand that Super has terrible scaling, but we can't ignore the statements unless it's contradicting them. Then we go by feats. Is that the one you talking about right here? Not that one? Super has terrible writing, guys. I understand that you guys are arguing, okay, well, continuity this, continuity that, canon this and canon that, but that's not my arguing point. Oh, Savar replied to me. Yeah, I see what Savar said. I said what blows me, but I also replied and said what I said too, though. I'm still not backpedaling for what I'm saying. He said that I've seen an interview saying that GT is a different timeline than Super, but I completely understand that Super is trash and has terrible scaling. Like I said before, I hate Super more than Dragon Ball Evolution. I understand it's BS, but that's how Super is. Exactly. Exactly, RDB. Savar says, man, you have stirred up the bee's nest, but facts are facts. I said, I'm telling you. I said, they finna come after me over their precious Dragon Ball Super. Don't mess with Dragon Ball fans. They don't watch or read the series. He is the strongest Vegeta in base form. Vegeta, okay. See, everybody's... Oh, that was the comment? The one where you said you seen the interview? Right here? Yeah. As y'all can see, RDB literally says it's trash. It has terrible scaling. It has terrible writing. He admits it. He admits it. He admits it. But see, it goes back to what I just said. In your normal state, he says, in your normal state, I would say that you're about as strong as myself. But this is a suppressed base Vegeta. Like, Vegeta isn't exerting any type of nothing. Now, do you remember when Vegeta turned blue and just gut checked Cabba while he was in that Super Saiyan form? Instantly knocked him out of the form. He said, I want you to know true fear. I want you to know true power. How can y'all use this right here to say that this is enough to determine that Cabba is God tier? This is not enough to say that Cabba is God tier, bruh.
Away. And even against Gohan, bruh. Gohan passed out going Super Saiyan 2 at the beginning of Super. Now you're trying to tell me that Goku can't beat him in his base form? He has to go Super Saiyan Blue? I mean, even before that, as a Super Saiyan 2, Ultimate Gohan was there with Goku. He was damn near at the same level as him. They were basically at the...
I see what he's saying. At this point, Goku's base should overpower Ultimate Gohan. Gohan passed out in the beginning and passed out going Super Saiyan. He couldn't have gotten that much stronger by the time that event with him and Goku. It couldn't. You can't be serious. You can't be serious right here, man. Right, Muffin. I agree with you on that too. I for sure agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
The same level as Goku was a Super Saiyan 2. And then when Goku went Super Saiyan Blue, Gohan was still getting them licks in on him. So come on, bruh. Like, really? How is his base all that strong? I mean, seriously, this Gohan can't be that powerful. He's basically at the level that he was fighting Majin Buu at. Because that's what Piccolo said.
Basically, Piccolo's, watch this. Now, Gohan in his ultimate form is basically at the power level that he was with Buu. He just got this form back when he was training with Piccolo. Piccolo told him to bring back the form that you used to use, that you used to wield when you fought Buu. Bring back that form, that power that you had with Buu. Watch this.
He said, awaken that power that you used against Majin Buu. Remember? I remember that shit.
Now look at your boy.
Pepper's Farms remembers it too. Even the narrator said,
Gohan showed power that rivals Goku's.
Gohan showed power that rivals Goku. Don't give me that crap about the narrator was lying. Y'all use that excuse for Beerus, but seriously, for the narrator, that's bullshit. Like, come on, Goku's base form is weak as hell in Super. Meanwhile, you have Goku in GT going up against a Gohan and a Goten that were powered up by Baby. Yes, we see Goten with the electricity. That shit means Baby took him to another level. And it's said in the Perfect Files that Gohan never stopped training. So on top of his ultimate form, he's using Super Saiyan that's powered up by Baby.
So Gohan at this point in GT never stopped training, and it shows in his body form. He never stopped training. So which means he has ultimate, by this time in GT, he has ultimate form stacked with Super Saiyan, stacked with Baby in his body, bro. Come on, man. And Goku was casually taking these dudes. Come on, man.
Baby. And Goku's taking him on with one arm with a Super Saiyan 2 Goten on his right arm. No, on his left arm. Yeah, Gohan was on the right, Goten was on the left. And he's taking both of them on no problem. Seriously? No Super Saiyan needed?
He didn't, mind you, Goku did not need Super Saiyan. He did not need Super Saiyan. But in that fight on Super, Gohan was literally ultimate form, but he needed blue. He went blue. And the narrator said that Gohan has powers that rival the god. Rivals Goku. Talk about terrible writing.
Base form and Super, and not only does that show the power, but it shows the technique. How the hell is Gohan even able to land anything on Goku at this point in Dragon Ball Super at that level in the game? Seriously? Your skills are that whack. Weren't you just trained by Wiz?
Wasn't he just trained by Whis, Dragon Ball Super fanboys? Wasn't he just trained by Whis? Carry on.
Get out of here, man. Like, stop comparing the two. It ain't gonna work. Dragon Ball GT Goku's base is far above Dragon Ball Super Goku. GT wouldn't even need to try to beat Super Goku. He wouldn't even need to try. I'm serious. Anyway, let me know what y'all think, man.
Wouldn't even need to try, bruh. Wouldn't even need to try. Dragon Ball GT Goku versus Dragon Ball Super Goku form power comparison. Let's watch, guys. Let's cook.
So in this video, I'm going to scale Dragon Ball Super Goku compared to Dragon Ball GT Goku. Now I'm only going to do Goku. Everything else pretty much falls into place, and you can determine who B2 and who's stronger than who based on which Goku is stronger than, which form of Goku from Super or GT is stronger than.
Since you fanboys want to do this right here, I'm actually saying I'm going to debate you on it. I ain't said nothing. I'm not worried about no continuity. I'm not worried about no nothing. Since y'all want to say Cabba Solos GT, here we go. I'm going to play y'all game, and I'm going to show y'all physical feats. Gentoo says facts. He says, I know for sure if I'm trained by Whis, ain't nobody effing with me at all. Even at all. If they did not take the same training. Right. If they did not take the same training I did, I'm not worried about it at all. Exactly. So, again, was Vegeta worried about Cabba? I would say, Vegeta's like, I would say, with a smile on his face, I would say that you're about as strong as me. But look at Vegeta. He's in base suppressed mode. He's suppressed in his base, just standing there like, I would say that you're about as strong as me. I would. You got some potential. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we just need to learn how to become a Super Saiyan.
The other Goku from Super or GT, just to make things a little easier. So I'm going to start off with this. Base Goku from Dragon Ball GT is stronger than Super Saiyan God Goku and Super Saiyan Blue Goku.
Kill, what's up, Kill? Glad you came in. Kill says, don't want to be mean, but power scaling works differently when comparing Super and GT. In the GT timeline, they never got God Ki and progressed their power naturally. Right. But see, here's my argument point for that. Just because you didn't see God Ki be presented in GT doesn't mean that it never happened because of this main fact right here, Kill. Is GT canon and Super? I'm gonna zoom in right here. I want to say it. Super is now truly the canon of Dragon Ball, if you like it or not, since it continues the story after the anime and manga from the creator's time. Dragon Ball GT's canon status with Dragon Ball Z has been in question since Dragon Ball Super's release. But as revealed in End of Z, Super isn't even canon, as it says on Screen Rant, but I don't really trust Screen Rant. I trust Reddit before I trust Screen Rant. But it says Dragon Ball GT is technically canon. It's technically canon. Yeah, it is its own timeline, but still, it's chronologically. So chronologically, Super and GT are not connected. Technically, GT takes technically. What's the definition for technically? Let's look it up. Let's look up the definition for technically. According to the facts or exact meaning of something, strictly with reference, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about the second one. According to the facts or exact meaning of something, Dragon Ball GT was born from Toei's need to continue with Dragon Ball's success and Toriyama's refusal to continue on with it. In theory, Super is placed before GT and after Z. We cannot dismiss this. We cannot dismiss this. And the reason why we're even having this talk about this, Kill, is because of the fact that people are saying that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla it's not canon to the main timeline. Super is the official continuation. Super's events render GT null and void from canon. I get that. I get what you're saying. But based on the fact that since they want to say, well, Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I mean, basically, are you saying that that's true? Are you saying, so do you agree that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? We're not arguing canon or non-canon. I don't care about whether it's canon or not. It's the fact that the super fanboys brought up the fact that Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Do you agree with this? And what feats has been presented from Caulifla that proves that she can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? What feats? We're not arguing canon. We're not arguing canon or non-canon. But technically, it does happen. GT happens after Super. Technically, it technically does, because it's the end. Toriyama said GT is the end. Yeah, and it's trash writing. It's trash writing. Exactly. Thank you for helping me confirm that it's trash writing. The writing is trash. They can have it all they want to, but that doesn't excuse the fact that the writing is trash. The writing is trash. Okay? The writing is trash. There's no way. How can the end of the story be weaker than the middle of the story? That doesn't make sense. If GT is said to be the end of Dragon Ball, exactly, thank you. Kill just said the point. That's what I've been waiting on. Right there. Right there is the point I'm making. Has nothing to do with timeline. It all has to do with the crap writing and power scaling. That was the point I'm making to the Dragon Ball Super fanboys the entire time. I don't care about canon. I don't care about none of that. You guys brought this whole talk of GT and Super by saying that Cabba solos GT. When y'all said that, that was me, an open invitation right there to be able to jump in and say, okay, well, GT is the end. It's technically the end of Dragon Ball. So there's no way that these Saiyans and stuff can be stronger than GT. Exactly. That's my point. Of course it makes no sense. Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, but it's the fact that it could be true, which is the terrible writing and scaling. That's terrible. That's what I'm trying to get these fanboys to realize. Let's go back. Do we need to go back to the feats? Do we need to go back to Super Saiyan 4's feats? Let's go back to the feats, shall we? Do we need to go back down memory lane? Let's go back down memory lane.
He can hold it. He doesn't even know if he
Let's go back down memory lane here.
Every previous form he has to Super Saiyan 4, and that's his stamina. Super Saiyan 4's stamina is amazing. Right off the bat, they let you know how naturally he can hold it. When he first turned to Super Saiyan 4, Pan asked him if he can revert back to how he was, and Goku said he doesn't know. Like, that just shows how natural he can hold it. He doesn't even know if he can go back to normal. That's crazy. He thought it was a permanent. It could have.
But see, but see, we can't say that it never existed when it was never written that God never existed. It was never said. Did Toriyama ever say that Super Saiyan God didn't exist in GT? Has it been written down? Was there an interview? Where's the interview that Toriyama said that the God forms never existed in the era of GT? Where does it say that? I would like to know. Where does it say this? Somebody please show me the link where Toriyama said God Key and all that didn't happen. Right, Muffin, you're right. He says they didn't. Toriyama made it up years later. I'm just saying. Where does it say this at? Somebody tell me where the interview is at. That Toriyama, exactly. My point exactly. Bad writing again. The Super fanboys, I'm trying to get them to realize that Super is trash. It has terrible writing. It doesn't make sense. But because of how they written it, they wrote it to the point that it doesn't make sense to where you have to say, I accept it just because it's canon. At this point, you have to accept it because it's canon. Not because of the story is good, not because of the plot is good, not because of the da-da-da is good. Kill says there is no God Key in GT, but Toriyama didn't create it yet. But see, it goes back to say, if GT is the end, oh, well, I see what Kill's saying. Toriyama didn't make it yet. But guess what? Super canonically falls right before GT. It says it all over the internet. GT takes place after. Technically, it takes place after. They just made GT canon, so chronologically, Super and GT might not be connected, but that still says GT technically takes place many years after Super would in terms of timeline. They are separate continuities, but they still said that technically it takes place after Super. They still didn't leave this fact out. It says it right there. It says it right there. It says it right there. It says it on 2 to 3 different posts. It's right there. Super is placed before GT and after Z. I understand the argument for non-canon. On Google, got to pull up official statements. GT and Super are separate timelines. I get I get that. I get what you guys are saying. It's not canon and all of this is a different timeline. The whole purpose of this whole debate, right, is that it doesn't make sense that to say that GT characters are weaker than Super's characters. It doesn't make sense. Already, Muffin, appreciate you pulling up on me, gang. Thank you, man. I appreciate your support, man. Peace and love, family. Hey, Muffin, I'm gonna take your link to your channel and I'm gonna put it in the description below. So every time I pop a stream, I can when I reference your channel, they'll be able to go down in the description below and find your channel. So we'll go ahead and do that right there. You know, I want to help promote. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pay my respects. I understand. Again, I understand. They want to argue, well, it's not canon, it's not this, and it's not that. Omega Shinron, look at his feats. Look at the feats. What? Okay, so I never said that Omega Shinron solo super. I would never say that. I never said one time that any character solos any timeline. I never said that. I'm going off of strictly that caulifla Super Saiyan 2 is stronger than Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. What feats? I asked everybody, what feats has caulifla shown that puts her over Gogeta Super Saiyan 4? Tell me, what feats does caulifla have? I would like to know, what feats has caulifla presented you guys that makes you guys feel like Super Saiyan 4 could be beaten? Gogeta at that. Gogeta at that. Please show me some hardcore feats. I need to see some feats. Cause right now I got a bang of chapters worth of feats of, like, at this point. Thank you. That's all I wanted to know. That's all I wanted to know. That's where these streams are popping up from. They're trying to say Cabba is God level, all because he sparred with Vegeta in a small little tournament that he wasn't taken seriously. Just because he said, I would say that you're about as strong as me, with a smile on his face, I would have told Vegeta, like, bro, stop playing with me, man. You done trained with Whis. Stop playing with me, bro. I wouldn't even take Vegeta saying that statement like really serious. This man was training with Whis in base. He got one shot at that's what I'm saying. So now that you said that right here, this is where this happened at, Kill. This is why I'm having it. Like, I'm not arguing canon. I said this so many times during the stream. I'm not arguing canon. I'm not arguing continuity. I don't care for all that, because the continuity and all that canon stuff got ruined. They ruined it. It's ruined. It's completely a cluster F that we'll be debating forever because of something, how Toriyama and all these guys, Toriyama Sensei, Yami-san, according to how all of these guys wrote the stuff, it's going to be in a complete cluster F at this point. So there's no point in, we're going to be debating in circles because they wrote it in circles like that. It's ruined. There's no point in debating continuity or anything, because on one hand, GT is connected to Super, and on the other hand, GT isn't. So I don't know where to go. How are they code? I don't know. Right now it's looking bipolar to me. So I don't trust anything. Caulifla is sadly God level since she beat Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku in Super Saiyan. This is what I'm trying to get the fanboys to understand, that it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. He said Dragon Ball Heroes does these battles if you don't care about canon or non-canon. All I'm saying is, man, that like it's a hard reach, bro. It's a hard reach. It's just the reach is crazy right now. I never was arguing continuity or arguing timelines or none of that. I don't care about any of that because the timelines have been written messed up anyway. Exactly. This man said that Caulifla and Gohan got their Super Saiyan forms by concentrating on the feeling one gets from anger. No, she didn't. No, she didn't, bruh. Let me remind you guys of how Caulifla got Super Saiyan 2, since he said Caulifla and Gohan Super Saiyan 2, or Gohan got Super Saiyan the same way. How did Caulifla go Super Saiyan? Let's look it up, shall we? Caulifla attains this transformation during her set lesson with Cabba. Showing an instinctual nature for it, she is able to do so without a strong emotion. Without a strong emotion. Okay? How did Gohan get Super Saiyan? Not Super Saiyan 4. Super Saiyan. He was the third youngest Saiyan to achieve the Super Saiyan transformation at the age of 9, whilst training and surpassing his father Goku in the Room of Spirit and Time. This man trained in the Room of Spirit and Time. She didn't earn it. Just because in Dragon Ball Super, Ki got a new name such as God Ki when they get boosts, does not mean GT Goku is not of that level of God Ki. They probably didn't call Super Saiyan 4 God Ki at that time. But if y'all notice, I'm going to tell y'all something right quick. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta had red hair in the end of that series. And his ki had a sparkly shine to it. It had sparkly shine to it. Okay? He had red hair just like that of Super Saiyan God. He said Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta versus Cabba. Kill says, let's be real. God Ki doesn't mean shit to God transformations. They keep getting shut on. Now, Kill, look at what he just said now. Read what he just said, guys. Look what he just said. And I want you to know it's true. Caulifla and Gohan got their Super Saiyan forms by concentrating on the feeling one gets from anger. How did Caulifla go Super Saiyan? Without a strong emotion, there was no anger. Kill. I'm telling you, fam. I'm telling you. You were hitting. This is what I showed on the stream. I showed Super Saiyan 4's feats, which is hilarious since blue is the stronger transformation. Facts. That's what I'm telling these dudes. Like I'm looking, man. I'm like, man, nah. Let's set aside continuity and canon. Let's set that aside for a minute. Let's talk about this crazy, messed up power scaling that y'all got going on. All of these trash transformations that get washed every time they hit the screen. I mean, God, then blue. I mean, you're beam struggling with a human who was merely a police officer who didn't train. Had one sparring session and now he's able to beam struggle with blue Goku. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. It says right here, without a strong emotion, unlike most initial Super Saiyan transformations. Instead, she attained it by concentrating her energy into the part of the back between the shoulder blades. Okay? Manaka over on Twitter. This is how Caulifla gets the form. She did it differently from Gohan. Gohan, whilst training and surpassing his father Goku in the Room of Spirit and Time, the hyperbolic time chamber as a display of his hidden potential, which he unlocked during his training with his father. You said, sir, you said Caulifla and Gohan got their Super Saiyan forms by concentrating on the feeling one gets from anger. Caulifla did not, sir. Caulifla did not, sir. Caulifla did not, sir.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong.
You fucking dumbass. I'm telling you, the average human being is literally fucking stupid.
I'm just saying, man. Kale got hers through an intense emotional trigger, but Caulifla accessed it. How mastered Super Saiyans access the form, harnessing that feeling. He says, nah, Caulifla is indeed God level. She beat Super Saiyan God Goku in base and took out Blue Kaioken without needing Super Saiyan 2. We may not like it, but it's true. Exactly. Thank you, Kill, for helping us realize that Super is trash. Gentoo says, my point, Kill, is how is UI his ultimate form, but he stay needing help and jumping moves while Super Saiyan 4 is the one getting jumped by ice and fire gods, still holding his own, looking more like Super Saiyan 4 is the superior. And it is, man. Super Saiyan 4 is the superior form.
That's that. Base Goku is stronger than Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue. UI Goku, GT Goku would need Super Saiyan to beat him, and if push came to shove, which I seriously doubt, Goku would probably need Super Saiyan 2, but that's highly doubtful.
Kill says, no, CKG says they never had tails and still managed to be parallel to Universe 7. Power creep. Bro, I'm telling you. Kill says because and see, the Dragon Ball Super fanboys think just because they say, well, it's power creep, they think that by calling it power creep that it makes it good because it's power creep. It's good to them that they gotta have power creep like that. Power creep is bad for any anime. Power creep is bad. Power creep throws everything off. As you can see with Super, it threw everything freaking off. Kill says because they don't know how to build transformations that last anymore. They gotta have new merchandise to produce, which is why we get 3 transformations every 3 years. Exactly, man. What? Kill, you deserve, bro. Y'all, everybody in the chat right now who actually got some cognitive understanding of what I'm saying right now, you guys get the victory theme. Crisis Core Final Fantasy. I'm just saying, man.
Been a permanent transformation, and that shows that it really has no strain on his body to hold it. And we remember how intense his battle with baby Vegeta was in Uzaru form. There was a time when they were both knocked out. Goku was completely KO'd, and he was still able to hold Super Saiyan 4, never dropped the form. Meanwhile in Super, Goku dropped Super Saiyan Blue just by getting hit into the side of a mountain. I mean, this dude was fighting temperature of the sun level heat opponents and was still holding Super Saiyan 4 through all that. Never dropped it against Nova Shenron. That's
Kill, I know you remember this right here. I know you remember this. I know you remember this. I know you remember this, man. All right, so your boy Goku, right? Your boy Goku, right? This your boy. This your not literally kill, but I'm just saying this to the Dragon Ball Super fanboys. Again, this is your boy right here. This is your boy right here. This your boy right here. This your boy right here. This is the almighty God form that everybody's saying. He said, nah, pull up the movie where Super Saiyan Blue got one-shotted by that ring pop laser. This your boy. Hey, this your boy. This your boy. To all you Dragon Ball Super fanboys, this your boy right here. Once again, let me show y'all that Elku. Elku. Elkuda. Look. Now watch your boy from GT. Watch your boy Goku from GT.
Insane. Do people just overlook that? That's insane durability. And not to mention the fact that he casually tanks lightning. I mean, he literally said lightning, it feels good, it tickles him.
Look, Kill, this right here, this right here. This is all I need right here, Kill, to destroy any argument of super characters being stronger than GT right here. This is all I need right here. I don't need nothing else. We're gonna just use the main strongest fighter right now out of Universe 7, which would be Goku, okay? Let's just go ahead and call it like it is. Goku would be considerably the most powerful person right now in Universe 7, other than, you know, we're not talking about the gods and all of that. From Goku, everybody else falls in line, right? Goku right here in GT, this is the best version of Goku. I even said it in the beginning. This is the best version of Goku that you'll ever get in all of the Dragon Ball series that ever came out. This is the best and smartest version of Goku I promise you will ever get. This man got zapped with a laser, with a lightning bolt. This is lightning. Now listen to this. Listen to this.
In the sun.
Lightning is hotter than the sun. Listen to this.
Yes, Goku has been able to take lightning in the past. You know, like he.
Yep, the answer is a bolt of lightning, which can reach temperatures of roughly 30,000 kelvins, which is 53,540 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? This your boy. Body bag Goku. Body bag Goku. This your boy. He gets shot in the chest with a, he gets shot by a ray gun. He gets shot by a ray gun, but Goku, Super Saiyan 4.
But this dude says it tickles. It literally does nothing to him. He stands there with his arms folded. Again, never dropping Super Saiyan 4.
So why didn't that lightning kill him like it almost killed Super Goku? That little henchman ray gun was pretty powerful, huh? Right. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, look at your boy. To all you Dragon Ball Super fanboys who want to say, like, I'm just saying, let's leave the canon out of it. Let's leave the argument about canon and non-canon out of it. Let's leave the whole timeline, this timeline, that out of it. Let's leave all of that out of it. Exactly. That ray gun must solo GT at this point. Sarcastically saying, right? Look at your boy. And we all know how cold the Ice Shenron was. Listen to this.
Said to have ice so cold that it can freeze over the sun. The sun, my dude. The sun. That's how cold his ice is. Nova, who basically was trying to bust Goku out, hit him with a blast so hot that it bust through that ice. Like, it completely melted that ice. And Goku was on fire with that shit. Like, Goku was literally lit on fire. And he held Super Saiyan 4 through.
He still held Super Saiyan 4 in that form. He still held Super Saiyan 4 in that form.
The guy's on fire. Nova knew Goku could.
This is what I mean by show me feats. If you're going to say Cabba solos GT, show me feats. I want to see this. I don't want to see no little sparring session with him and Vegeta You know what I'm saying? Trying to teach him how to do Super Saiyan. I don't want to see that. I want to see feats like this.
Can handle that level.
I want to see feat. Can Cabba do this right here? Can Caulifla do this?
So he busted him out of it. Like, that's crazy. Then of course there was a time where Goku was fooled by Ice Shenlong and basically got his eyes slashed out of his head. I mean, putting him at an incredible disadvantage. I mean, I'm pretty sure his stamina took a huge hit when that happened.
His stamina took a huge hit, at least cutting it in half.
And he was able to hold Super Saiyan 4 through that.
And even then, he was still able to hold Super Saiyan 4.
That as well. And Ice said that Goku's power was cut in half. Now, I don't know if that's true. I mean, you know, people say things all the time, whether he would know that Goku's power was
unable to see Goku's power is cut in half. This battle would be mine.
Cut in half. That's really, we don't know that. So yeah, that's the fact that Goku held Super Saiyan 4 through that is a lot as well. You know, not to mention that all of this happens in one day. I mean,
all of this happens in one day, guys. He gets into one fight with Frieza, gets hit with a ray gun. He's about dead. He dang near died. This man was fighting dragons all day, guys. He was fighting dragons all day, guys. The whole day.
Poisoned, blind,
frozen, burned, stomped on, knocked unconscious,
burned, frozen. And then he fights Omega, who has all these abilities of the previous dragons. Luckily, you know, Goku's body remembers techniques, so they didn't have really any effect on him as far as the key attacks go. So Omega has to literally beat the shit out of Goku. I mean, he beat Goku so bad, his stamina took such a hit that glass was able to penetrate his.
Cabba's base is similar to base Vegeta, who has been training with Whis for a little while. That same base Vegeta is equal to base Goku, who has obtained God Ki and merged it with his base form. Like I said, terrible writing. That's terrible. That's terrible. If they feel good about bragging about that, that's terrible. I feel bad for the Dragon Ball fandom. If that's something they should be proud of, I feel bad about the fandom, bro. I feel ashamed to call them a part of the fandom because they really think that makes sense to do. They say that. So technically Cabba is kind of near God level. It's bad. Yeah, it's bad. I feel ultimately ashamed of calling these guys a part of the fandom that I love so much because they are literally saying that this is okay. What's up, number 3? What's up, Josh? Josh says GT Goku only needed base form for Super Saiyan. Base form or Super Saiyan to fight people while Super Goku keeps overusing the blue form. You see this? You see what I'm saying?
His skin after everything that this dude.
Number 3 says, I got something to say about this. Yo, go ahead, man. Let me know. He says they are parallel to Universe Fighter 7 fighters, sadly. Look, the guys are like, man, I regret to say it, but man, we can't get rid of them.
With his tank.
But I'm gonna just go ahead and end them with this right here. If Super Saiyan 4 Goku can do this right here, please show me feats that says Cabba can do this to Goku in Super Saiyan 4. Please. Yeah, number 3, you can come in. You can come in. I'll open it up to one end because I'm finna get ready to end stream in a second anyway. I just wanted to show everybody this right quick. I got a couple more minutes. I gotta get ready to go get my daughter in a minute. But yeah, I'm gonna open up Discord. Anybody want to come in and get some final words in before I end stream? Speak now, forever hold your peace. I made my point. It's clear. I mean, hey, it's sad that we got to accept Super for what it is, but I'm just here to tell y'all to stop reaching. Stop trying to reach and say that Cabba can solo GT. That man has no feats that shows this. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. Until you can show me Cabba's feats, I don't care about no little sparring match. I really don't. That's just a little sparring match to teach the man how to do Super Saiyan. And literally Vegeta said that I would say, if somebody say I would say you're about as good as me, I could take that as sarcasm. Look at the wordplay. Look at the wordplay. I could take that as like, man, if somebody said that to me in real life, I wouldn't even take them seriously. If I was playing basketball against somebody who I know been playing basketball for a long time, and he look at me and smile and say, I would say that you're about as good as me. I would say, I wouldn't even take them seriously. I would think they're just hyping me up. I would think they're just trying to give me a morale boost to help me turn, to help me get better. That could be Vegeta giving Cabba a morale boost, is what I'm saying to y'all. We don't need to take that line and that little sparring match and take it so seriously. It shouldn't be taken so literal like that. Like they take that little situation and say, oh well, he's God level now. He's Vegeta's this level now, and Cabba was able to train. Vegeta was training. Why would Vegeta just get beat up by Cabba? He was training. Sheesh. Give me a break. He was just training. That's not enough to say just because he said, oh, yeah, I would say. He was a suppressed Vegeta in base form. Stop. I don't understand. I looked at the picture, I'm like, okay, his hair is all black, he's in base. Furthermore, he's suppressed. Vegeta was smiling. He didn't even have a bruise. His armor wasn't tore up. If he was fighting somebody that was on equal par with him, where's the damage? Again, Kill, you got me. You got me, Kill. You got me, Kill. Well, I mean, when I say you got me, Kill, what I'm saying is I have to agree with you on that because of the fact that it's trash super. That's the only thing other than that, I don't give it credit for trash writing. I don't give it credit for the trash scaling. The transformations don't make sense. None of it makes sense. So at this point, Super gets a 1 out of 10. And I'm barely being nice with that. And that 1 out of 10 is the fact that it's because it's Super and it's written like that. I'll just accept it on that basis. But I'm not accepting it for the trash writing and all that. I'm not finna suck it off. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. That little clip right there of Vegeta saying this, I can literally take, if I was really playing basketball against somebody, I could look at this person like, man, hey, look, man, I don't believe you. You probably could just be giving me a morale boost. I take that as Vegeta just giving him a morale boost, trying to uplift his confidence. Because when I was growing up and I was a kid and I was playing sports and stuff like that, or I was a teenager playing sports, and my dad was like, I know you're good at this game. You're just as good as them. That would give me a morale boost and more likely probably push me over to higher heights. You see what I'm saying? That would probably not necessarily higher heights, as in it'll help me improve. It'll help me improve. It's merely a morale boost. I could take this as a morale boost. I told you need to come at me. He didn't say that you needed to. He said, I told you need to come at me full force. So even when Vegeta said that, it was just like, come on, man. He just want to, Vegeta said this statement right here. And right after Vegeta said that, he said, I need you to come at me full force. So that means even then, Vegeta made that statement and Cabba, come on, man. Like, come on. He just giving him a morale boost. He just trying to, he's like, look, man, you got this. I wouldn't say that you're about as strong as me. In his head, he's like, I'm gonna give him a morale boost, and I'm gonna blow up your planet too. Like Vegeta was saying all this stuff. Vegeta said he'll blow up his planet and didn't even do it. Vegeta was just trying to boost morale during this moment. This was merely just a small training montage. Okay. Agree to disagree. I'm okay with people disagreeing with me. That's fine. But it's literally a training montage. Yo, number 3, I got 3 spots open right now because I got to get ready to jet here in a minute. So I got a spot for number 3 to come in and share his piece, redress his grievances about this, give his thoughts on it. Kill, if you want to, you're more than welcome to hop in and give your thoughts on it. I got 3 spots open. If I have to expand a little more for everybody to come in and give their final thoughts, feel free to do now. I mean, you could disagree. I don't care. I just want to know how y'all feel, because at the end of the day, cabba can't beat nobody in GT. I haven't seen any feats that shows it. That little sparring match, I don't even take that seriously. I don't take that seriously. If I could see if Vegeta went blue and went blue evolution and all that, then I might just take you a little bit more seriously, but I don't take it seriously. I don't take it seriously. I mean, at this point, you might as well say, because it's Super, their writing is trash. You might as well say it. Sheesh. They're trash.
Yo, Black Sasuke.
Yo, what's going on, fam? What's good?
How are you, bruh?
Nothing much, man. Chilling, man. You know, just get ready to chopping it up about this Dragon Ball, man. They wilding out, man. They wilding out. They wilding out with this, man. I don't understand this. I don't understand. Like,
yeah, man. I was like, yeah, man, because I seen your stream yesterday that you do with my brother and Shogun and he was telling me he was like, bruh, you should have hopped on this thing, man.
Yeah.
They was talking all this shit about Super Saiyan 4.
Yeah.
All right, cause my brother will tell you Super Saiyan 4 is my favorite form, bro.
It's mine too. I ain't gonna lie.
And a lot of these niggas don't know about the feats.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Oh yep. So I'm gonna cover the common stuff and I'm gonna cover the Super Saiyan 4 stuff. But
you got the floor, my guy. You got the floor, my guy.
All right. Before I start, because I don't have much time on here, I gotta head out in like 20-30 minutes. So
you got the
before
floor,
I start,
you family. You
yeah,
got it.
Yeah. Before I start, I want to ask the chat, how many of y'all know the actual feats of Super Saiyan 4? Because I'm gonna go through all of it.
How many of y'all know the actual feats? We just seen some of it on screen. So some of y'all should have some knowledge if you don't now.
Cause I'm about to go in. We
finna cook.
I'm finna go in.
Trey finna cook, man.
Let you know.
Yo, he finna cook. He said, Josh says yes. He says yes.
Right.
So with that being, he said, Josh says me, I know. He says, I know. He said he knows Goku Super Saiyan 4's feats.
Not just Goku Super Saiyan 4 feats in general, because I got some Super Saiyan 4 coming, so I might as well just post the feats. So
right.
The first thing it says in the Perfect Files guidebook, it says a form which draws out the battle power which Saiyans possess to the utmost limits. That's from the GT Perfect Files.
Exactly.
Now, from the evidence in GT, we're going to start out with this one. First, he has sharper Saiyan instincts, strong sense of danger and seriousness during battle, and barely any drawbacks. And that is an example when he went up against Sin Shenron with his eyes all messed up. He was able to not dodge his attacks, but he was able to stop a moving clock with no key. Think about that for a second.
And that clock was drawn pretty fast. That's a crazy feat right there in itself.
Exactly. Number 2, not being affected by the same technique after being hit with it twice. In the Shadow Dragon arc, Ice and Omega's attack after doing it once did not phase him as much.
Right.
If y'all remember, he got hit with all them techniques, and Goku was all like, man, you can't hit me with the same thing twice.
Exactly. He sure did. I remember that too, man.
Number 3, like me, extreme durability, y'all. In the fight with Baby, he got knocked out, ran out of power, and stayed in Super Saiyan 4. He could last much longer in a fight.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
if y'all remember, in the fight against Baby, he was about to do a ×10 Kamehameha, and he was out of power. He couldn't even do it. He stayed in that form. In DBS, whenever they about to run out of power, almost out of power, they right back to their base form.
Exactly.
Now, for the big one, absorbing energy. in the fight with Baby, he absorbed the Saiyan's energy and became a super full power Saiyan 4, which is an upgraded version of Super Saiyan 4. Yes, that is a different form. And then he also absorbed Baby's final revenge death ball and broke his limits again. This is also shown in the fight with Sin Shenron and Omega Shenron. So basically, here's my thing. Super Saiyan 4 is a hack transformation. All this dude got to do is absorb your energy. If he absorbs God Ki, or if he absorbs the Ultra Instinct Ki or the Ultra Ego Ki, this dude is unstoppable.
I'm telling you.
Look, y'all need to understand something. Even if you do, put it like this. If you replace the fight with Lord Beerus with Super Saiyan 4, he would have just absorbed that whole energy right then and there, and they would have kept going. You know what I mean? So my point is that even if you do believe that, let's say the God form from Battle of Gods is stronger than Gogeta Super Saiyan 4,
right,
all he got to do is absorb the ki. That's all he got to do.
That's what that's
Super Saiyan 4 is not going to get knocked out in one punch.
Bars. Gentle in the chat says he got bars. He says, do I hear bars? Gentle said bars. Custom says, Custom Kit Gaming says, this mixtape is some heat right now. Let's go. I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, spitting that lit for y'all, man. Wake up and smell the Folgers, bro. Come on. Keep on cooking, fam. Cook, man. I'm letting you cook right now.
All right. And if you want to talk about power scaling, y'all gotta understand, this is Goku and Vegeta 15, 16 years after Majin Buu. So a lot of people forget, bro. So even if you do believe that Battle of Gods Goku is stronger than a Super Saiyan 4 transformation, GT Goku and Vegeta's base form are stronger than they base form in Battle of Gods because they didn't have the God Ki. They didn't have none of that shit. You know?
That's right. They didn't have no God Ki or nothing, and they was able to endure feats like that without God Ki.
Yeah, he'd be like, look, exactly, Killilicious, exactly.
Bro.
Exactly. I tell people this shit all the time, man. I get it. I get it. Like y'all, like they be knocking GT so much, and they never even watch the shit.
That's what I'm saying.
Before never even watched the shit, bro.
Gentoo says Super Saiyan 4 had the Renegon hacks before Renegon had hacks. So Renegon had Renegon hacks. Bro, that's crazy. I'm telling y'all, man, this dude Goku got hit with very temperatures of heat that is hotter than the core of the sun. He got hit with ice that is colder than that could literally freeze the sun at this point. And you know what? The fire Shenron, when Goku got frozen, the fire Shenron said, "Man, I'm gonna go ahead and take him out of the ice because it's not gonna affect him."
Yep, that dude wasn't affected by it at all. Hold on, Killilicious said full power Super Saiyan 4 would God Ki would be a damn unit.
I'm trying to tell you. Trying to tell you.
All right, there's only one person that could directly knock Super Saiyan 4 out with one hit, and that's Lord Beerus himself. Everybody else gotta beat his ass.
They gotta beat him up, man.
Think about that, bruh.
He cooking, y'all. He cooking.
You gotta really whoop Super Saiyan 4 ass, bruh, in order to really take that nigga down.
Telling you, man.
He has the most durability out of all of them, bruh. Like,
the man got his eyes slashed.
And y'all need to understand, Super Saiyan 4 is literally the pinnacle of Saiyan power. Anything a Saiyan has, it enhances. Limitless, bro. And then on top of that, y'all need to understand, this shit don't have a multiplier. And the reason why I don't have a multiplier is because, if y'all remember, Goku and Vegeta were equal in GT. Goku in super full power Saiyan 4, after he absorbed the ki of the Saiyans, was equal to a regular.
Actually, he called it Ultra Super Saiyan 4 at that.
Yeah.
Ultra full power Super Saiyan 4 after he absorbed that.
Exactly. And Vegeta regular Super Saiyan 4 was equal to that. So Vegeta got a bigger power up than Goku. Now, I have a theory why. My theory is that since Vegeta was born an elite, Goku was born a low class, then you could argue
I can see that
and say that. So if Gohan were to get Super Saiyan 4 in GT, he would be stronger than Goku and Vegeta. He would. And don't get me started on Broly. You give him Super Saiyan 4, that nigga is fucking...
He's cracked.
That nigga is a fucking monster, bro. Because remember, Broly, both Brolys, not just Z, but Super Broly, they gonna keep getting stronger.
Right.
Oh my goodness, that's a dangerous threat to society.
That man literally is a universal threat. That man is a universal threat. Custom says power doesn't equal automatic win. That's
exactly
that's what we're saying. Just because they had God Key doesn't mean that Super Saiyan 4 automatically loses. You gotta think about the feats. You gotta think about the feats. We're looking at actual feats. To say Cabba can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta?
Hell no.
They said Cabba can beat Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta?
Hell no, bro. Like I said, bro. And even if you do believe super characters are stronger, all the nigga gotta do is absorb his energy. That nigga is strategic as hell.
Gogeta can absorb energy too, because he proved it. He did it. His feats of Gogeta Super Saiyan 4 absorbing ki. Wasn't that the death ball? The negative karma ball? That Omega.
He didn't absorb it.
No, he flooded it. He converted the energy.
Yeah, from negative to positive.
And turned it into his own attack and sent it back flying into space, bro.
Exactly, bro.
So Cabba has feats like that because of a little training session with Vegeta.
Nope. And if y'all remember, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta was so fast to the point where the camera couldn't even pick up those 3 punches. Name a time in Dragon Ball Super where the camera couldn't pick up 3 punches.
2 punches and a kick at that. 3 punches, 2 punches and a kick. He punched him with a right and the left hook and gave him a kick. He said, "Do you want me to slow it down?" And they still couldn't keep up with it.
Yep, that nigga. That nigga said, "I hit your ass." Man. He said, "I hit your ass with fucking 3 punches. No, he got a bloody nose. That's impressive."
Wow, that's impressive.
3 punches.
3 punches.
That nigga said 3 punches. What do you mean? I'll slow him down, nigga, so he can count him this time. Come on, bring it. That nigga said, do.
Man, even Super Saiyan Vegeta has better feats than Cabba. Man, Vegeta sat there and had. You remember when Super Buu threw that big ball at Vegeta, and Vegeta said, "Look, I'll stand in the spot and I won't move from it." You know, that's better. I would rather watch those feats than to watch a sparring session with base Vegeta and Cabba, and Vegeta just make that little statement. And that's not even an interesting feat in itself. To that's not giving me enough to determine that Cabba is God level. Vegeta, that Vegeta is suppressed, bro. He's suppressed.
Exactly, bro.
He's suppressed.
And a lot of people. And one thing too, Dragon Ball Super just makes everybody fight for no reason. Because let's keep it a buck right now. This was Dragon Ball Z. Matter of fact, if this was GT, we don't even need to bring Z into this. If this was GT, that Vegeta would have just one-shotted Cabba. It wouldn't be no fight, bro. It's like Dragon Ball Super be making all these motherfuckers fight when you're like, booty. What's up with my brother, bro?
Man,
what's up with my brother B-Man, bro?
Yo, that's good, B-Man the killer. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my brother, because he the one that showed me the stream.
Yo, hey, big shout outs, B-Man. I gotta run that victory theme for him, man. He deserves it, man. Final Fantasy 12 right now. Let's go.
For real though, bro. But seriously, but Super made everybody hella fucking powerful for no reason. Like, I get it, they wanted they shine or whatnot, but dude, really?
I mean, you gotta. I mean, like I said. I mean, just the fact that in Resurrection of F, Gohan, Piccolo told Gohan that he needs to bring back that power he had when he went up against Super Buu. That's literally Ultimate Gohan, and Ultimate Gohan was still able to be on par with Blue. Piccolo at that time was not even Blue level at all. Nothing.
Exactly. Speaking of Gohan, I got something to say about Gohan. Look, since you want to bring the one of the cheat code Saiyans into this shit. For one, Gohan can never be a main character because he's a cheat code.
Cheat code
character.
character.
Okay, but after this, I'm gonna talk about somebody that actually can be a main character that doesn't have a cheat code. But for now, we're gonna talk about Gohan, and specifically, we're gonna talk about from Ultimate Gohan to Beast, aka as
I know what you're talking about.
Would say,
yes,
PTSD Gohan.
Yeah.
PTSD Gohan. All right, look, check this out. So, in the Majin Buu saga, when Elder Kai unlocked his potential, Gohan should have never been able to power up out of rage or PTSD. That was the point of Elder Kai, was so he won't need to do that. All of that is in a form. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's why, because think about it. How come in Battle of Gods, he didn't get a rage boost against Lord Beerus? Because if this was Z Gohan, he would have gotten a whole ass rage boost.
He would have got a rage boost.
He would have got a rage boost and stood up to him. And in Resurrection of F, he didn't get a rage boost. And all of Dragon Ball Super, he didn't get no rage boost. But y'all gonna bring back ugly ass Cell, the android. You're gonna literally make an homage.
Y'all bring back ugly ass Cell
to the future Gohan fight. They ain't gonna bring back Cell. Cell Max looks like a fucking Bakugan, man.
He said like Bakugan. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, pop out, nigga. Ability activate.
Hey, my man said it looks like a Bakugan.
Yeah, that nigga look like a Bakugan, man.
I'm rolling.
But that's my shit too.
Yeah, I rocks with that Bakugan and Beyblade.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, my thing is like, okay, they even like that. This is why I was trying to tell dude on Twitter. It was like, dude, I'm not arguing continuity. I'm not arguing the timeline. I'm not arguing any of that. That is not my point. Since I'm arguing the point that there was a post that was shared where this person who's really a Dragon Ball fan was just concerned. He just like, well, why does it make sense that a Super Saiyan 2 caulifla can beat a Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? Why does that even make sense?
Wow.
I said, and so
make sense at all.
That don't make any sense. Why are they? And then they go, well, Cabba solos GT.
Whoa.
Bro, such the reaches.
Okay,
and then they want to argue, it's because in GT, God form was never introduced in GT, so they never reached that level of power. I'm like, that doesn't mean that Super Saiyan 4 doesn't have anything, bro. Right. That doesn't mean that, like, oh my God. And it's proven that God Key doesn't mean anything. Krillin shows it. Krillin being struggling with a God, it shows that God Key means nothing.
Yeah, unfortunately, bro.
He said,
so my brother B-Man.
Yo, what's up, B-Man?
Yeah, man, we were just over here talking about this Gohan and shit, bro. But I had one more thing.
Go ahead and cook on this Gohan. I gotta hear what your perspective is on this, man.
All right, so I'm pretty much done with the Gohan. Oh wait, no, I got one more thing. Then I'm gonna bring on the other topic. Nah, so Gohan getting Beast Gohan. It was basically like if he would have got it by training, then I'd have been like, all right, man.
It would have been more acceptable, right? You would have been able to accept it a lot better. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So I was gonna bring up another topic because I was talking about how Gohan was a cheat character and how he wouldn't be a good main character because all he got to do is get mad at somebody.
Right.
But matter of fact, I got two things to say about it. My bad, I got a lot.
No, you good. Go ahead. Go for what you know. Cook, man.
So two of them are from GT. So the first thing we got to talk about is the strongest character in GT. Matter of fact, I will put this dude as the strongest mortal. And that is that 100-year time skip Goku. If y'all remember, he became God and absorbed the Dragon Balls.
Exactly.
100-year Goku. Yeah. That nigga could one-shot everybody in Super. Except for Lord Beerus. That's it. 100-year Goku. This is Goku we're talking about. And this nigga God, so we don't know what he know. He might be immortal. And if he's immortal, you ain't winning against him.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a 100-year time skip Goku. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, so a lot of people don't know about this.
Right.
But I think who would be a great main character is Goku Jr. from that Legacy of Goku.
Oh, yeah, movie. Goku Jr. would be a good main character. Yeah.
And I say that because you got to remember, Goku Jr. was extremely weak in the beginning. Like he couldn't even stand up to kids in his school. And then the way he got Super Saiyan was because he was mad. He was upset about seeing his bear friend get killed by Lord Yao, and that triggered Super Saiyan. So Goku Jr. brought the essence of OG Super Saiyan back, and he wasn't OP like Gohan.
Yeah.
So I think, in my opinion, I think you can make Goku Jr. work as a main character.
Exactly.
For I would say like 150 episodes.
Exactly.
But what I don't want is Goku being there. I don't want a scenario where Frieza's ancestor comes. I don't want nothing from the past. It got to be something new, because I don't want a scenario where Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. are, let's say, rivals. I don't want that. I want them to be friends, like Goten and Trunks. That shit is over. I don't want a repeat of that. But if you put something like Frieza's ancestor, that's just gonna fuck it all up completely.
Yeah, kind of like they did with that Bardock sequel. But yeah, go ahead, cook, my guy. You got it.
But what I also gonna say is that they can literally make like 150 episode series, and the last episode could be Goku Jr. versus Goku. But in no other episode.
That'd be nice.
You could just end it just like that.
They got so much room for better talent. They could have did a spin-off with the Universe 6 arc. They could have, to give us some more clarity on why they're as powerful as they are. They're being pushed in the anime. Give us some type of good backstory. They didn't give us really nothing to go off of. They just gave us these new Saiyans and just threw them in the tournament, and now they got Super Saiyan 2 easily.
Exactly, bro. And speaking of that shit, bro, I'm gonna just say this one last thing, and I gotta head out, man.
Yeah, me too. I gotta get ready to go in here.
I just woke up, man.
I felt that.
I just woke up, man.
Yeah, go ahead, cook, my guy.
What I was gonna say was, damn it, I just forgot what I was gonna say, man. You see, I just woke up and I'm trying to keep this energy.
Super is. That's how stupid Super is. It'll have you jet lagged. Shit, man.
What I was gonna say is that fuck, man, I just had it at the top of my head, bro. I just had the shit on top of my head. Oh yeah, well, come on, man. I'm having bad memory moments. I'm having a OG father moment where you about to say something, but then you
forget it right as soon as you about to say it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think it was about GT. I think it was about Super.
It was about.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about how. Oh yeah, here we go. Dragon Ball Super. So there are two ways where you can see Dragon Ball Super.
Right.
The first one is a wasted series or a sideshow series, because I see Dragon Ball Super as more of a sideshow, because you got, and me and B-Man always talk about this, you have 12 universes out there. You mean to tell me that the Super Dragon Balls are going to be in between 6 and 7, when y'all could have literally had a whole arc where Goku and them got to go through all the universes, and there's a war with every universe with the God of Destructions and the Kais to get the Super Dragon Balls? That could have been 500 episodes right then and there.
Easily.
And then on top of that, bruh, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I cannot stand Super Saiyan Blue. Okay, there are so many versions.
I cannot stand it either, bro. But go ahead, yeah. Please, cook. Please do. Please.
All right, so we have that. All right, so we have one red form, and then we have the Ultra forms: Ultra Instinct, Ultra Ego.
Right.
So put it like this: if it was just the God form and the Ultra forms, I wouldn't really trip. But Super Saiyan Blue, think about it, bro. We have regular Super Saiyan Blue. We have Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 10, 20. We have a Super Saiyan Blue Evolve, Super Saiyan Blue Evolution. We have Perfectus Super Saiyan Blue
or something like that.
We have Universal Tree, Super Saiyan Blue. We have Corrupted Super Saiyan Blue, and then we have Master Corrupted this Super Saiyan Blue. So that's wait, one more. Machine Mutant SS Blue when Orange took over Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. So that's 5 different Super Saiyan Blues, bro. The original Super Saiyan don't even have that many variations.
So,
you have 10 different variations. 10!
God,
10!
It's like how many
10
hair
different
colors
variations,
do you need?
bro.
It's like
10.
how many hair changes do you need?
10 different variations,
I
man.
don't understand this. And then, you know, like I said, I understand that it's the whole thing that they argue, right? Is that, well, it's canon and it makes sense because it's canon, but that doesn't mean that the writing is good. You see what I'm saying? Just because it's canon doesn't mean that we have to accept.
Okay.
We don't.
Okay.
You know.
All right, man. I'm sorry, man. You keep on bringing topics up, and I got shit to say about it.
Do it.
So
do it.
you want you want to talk about? Matter of fact, I have 2 things I got to say about this, bro.
Okay.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me set this shit up real quick. Hold on. 1 second, bro. I'm about to click this shit out, bro, because I'm about to say some important shit that I want to say in the video, but since I'm gonna say it here,
let's get it.
Since I'm gonna say it here, I'm just gonna clip this shit out.
Just clip it. Yeah, just clip it, and then you know what I'm saying. I give you permission to use my content, however you so feel. If you
all right, bet. All right, look, but check this out. So, oh my God, what the fuck was I gonna say, bro? All right, yeah, I was gonna talk about the canon and 6 ways to enjoy and to watch Dragon Ball Z. So the thing about the canon thing, bro, canon doesn't even matter. My point, because some people think, oh, because Toriyama wrote it or he was involved in it, that makes it canon. Okay, now with Dragon Ball Daima being written by Toriyama, does that mean that's canon? You know what I mean?
Wow,
I mean,
nice.
Think about that, bro. Does that mean that's canon?
Wait, hold on. Let me pause you right there, fam. We don't even have official information to know if it's canon or not. We just know it's another show. So that scenario is a little different.
I can see where T is coming from, because they had this whole debate with us last night, where they were like, well, Toriyama didn't write GT, so he doesn't have anything it's not canon because he didn't write GT. But
yeah, but what I'm saying is, in that scenario, we don't know if it. We just know it's another show coming up. We don't know if it's going to be canon or not. Because you got to think, before even Super was a thing, we were going off the continuity that GT was the aftermath after the Busaka.
Right.
So until we get official information regarding when the show comes out, then we can determine, hey, okay, this is just a spinoff, or this is something that can somewhat fit in the timeline with the Super shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Since now that we have Super, and that's considered the actual continuity now, because it's continuing after the Buu saga now, then yeah, until then, that's why I'm I agree with him, but until they officially say, okay, this is just a spinoff just for it to be for fun type shit or filler shit, until Super comes back for season 2 and shit like that, we don't really know.
See, that's what we're trying to tell B-Man right now.
Definitely.
We see what we on B-Man's side. What we're saying, Gentoo said in the chat, this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. It does not matter if Tori wrote it. It does not matter. He said it does not matter. Toriyama wrote it. So by logic of super fans, they're gonna say it's canon. That's what I was just saying 30 seconds ago.
Oh, they saying that's canon. That's dumb, because that's like saying Super Dragon Ball Heroes is canon.
Was trying to say. That's what me and T was trying to say.
Hold on. Super Toriyama ain't got no input in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, man. That's just a video game product. Everybody know that's not canon. But I have 2 more things to say. The one thing about the canon and the other about the Dragon Ball Z series as a whole.
Right.
So the first thing about canon, in my opinion, the only thing that's canon is the manga volumes. Those are the only thing, in my opinion, is canon.
Yeah.
That was strictly Toriyama and his editors.
That's right.
Strictly.
Right.
Then Dragon Ball Super, in my opinion, is half canon, because you have Toriyama doing the notes, and then then Toritaro fill it in, and the animation company fill it in. But that's just me.
Right.
That's just me, baby.
Right. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, go ahead, B-Man. Go ahead, B-Man.
Oh, my bad.
What I was gonna say? Damn, I lost my train of thought too. I'm still fucked up.
Go ahead. Well, T, you got the flow, man, because I ain't got that long. I got a jet. But yeah, you got the flow, man. Go ahead and cook real quick.
So,
I want y'all to get it out while we can.
Yeah. All right.
Cause y'all got some good points. I like the points that you guys are making.
So look, and then this is the last thing I'm gonna say because I gotta head out. I gotta go. I gotta go handle some business.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. There are 6 ways to watch Dragon Ball Z in English, or not English, but you know, out here in America, and they all have different vibes to them, and they all give different experiences for us to enjoy Dragon Ball. And so we all take it differently. There's not one series we can all just sit back and watch.
Exactly.
So number 1, we have the Ocean dub with the Ocean dub soundtrack and the mistranslations. Exactly. We have the original Dragon Ball Z dub with Nathan M. Johnson, Mark Menza, and the whole Falconer team.
I love, man, Falconer, Bruce. Big shout outs to Falconer, man. The best music I could ever hear. Soundtracks. But go ahead, cook, my guy.
I agree. And then we have the original Dragon Ball Z dub with the original Kikuchi score.
Right.
But still with the bad translations, because we all should accept that a lot of them translations in the original was mistranslated. Even though it's nostalgia and powerful and Falconer's in it, we still gotta accept that.
Exactly.
And then we have the 4th variation, which is the OG Japanese dub with the Kikuchi score. And then we have the Japanese version of Kai with the Keiji Yamamoto and the Kikuchi score. And then we have the Kai uncut English dub and final chapters with Kikuchi, Yamamoto, and Sumitomo. And they all give different vibes and feelings. Now, I will give the English dub of Kai credit because more experience in voice acting, and the scripts are a lot more accurate, and they did Goku justice. That whole shit captures serious Goku, right? I may not be a big fan of Super Saiyan 2 Gohan's voice with Colleen, but I think Colleen matches Saiyan and Frieza Saga Gohan, while Stephanie obliterates Super Saiyan 2 kid Gohan, because he's 9 years old. He's not 11.
Right.
But my point is that I think that makes a lot of us Dragon Ball fans think differently about the series, because it's like we all got different experiences. So it's like, which one do you show the person? Do you want to show them the Bruce Falconer but the bad translations? Because then they're gonna go in and they're gonna try to use something like what's that line called? The pain of loss. Yeah, that was only in the dub. That was only in the dub. That wasn't in the Japanese or the manga.
Exactly.
So we have a scenario to where you gonna use that to come into an argument or come into a debate. Somebody is gonna pull out the original, and then they're gonna get mad and upset, and that led to the misinformation and the bad about Z. So it's like there is no other anime, no other anime that has 6 different variations to watch it. The original Dragon Ball don't even have that. GT don't even have that. There is no other anime where there's 6 different variations, and it makes it so complicated, because it's like you want to show them the original Z, but at the same time you don't want to feed them the misinformation.
Exactly.
But then you also want them to enjoy Bruce Falconer. So it's like, but then you also want them to enjoy the Kikuchi score, even though the Kikuchi score is more of the 70s and 80s style kung fu type of music. But people need to understand that Kikuchi score is what made Dragon Ball Z what it is. If you take out a Kikuchi score, there wouldn't be a Falconer. There wouldn't be a Kenji Yamamoto. There wouldn't be a fucking Mark Menza with the fucking with the hip hop song. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, Bruh, the nostalgia is crazy, man. You feel me? Like Bruce Faulkner was going crazy back there with them scores, man. Especially with the Majin Buu scores. But yeah, man. Shoot, family.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we gonna do more podcasts, and we're just gonna do some cover. We're just gonna cover whatever, you know. So whatever's out there, we're just gonna cover it, and just, you know, we're gonna have a good time with it. You know what I'm saying? Each time, it's okay to debate and have differences in opinion, and that's fine. I'm okay with being disagreeing, but I like to also enjoy logic. If it's logical, I enjoy logic. You know what I'm saying? But
man,
yo, what's up, T?
It's number 3, but
yeah, T.
I got
number 3. I just see the letter T right there on the thing, so I just
it's all good, but shit, man, I gotta head out to my meeting. Thank you so much for having me. My brother B Man here too. We're gonna let you know that the grind never stops, man. It's very simple, bro. Say it with me, man.
Yeah, the grind never stops, man. You feel me? Y'all know what time it is, man. And Trey number 3 in the house, and number 3 in the building. Y'all already know, man. Big shout outs to Trey, man. Big shout outs to my boy B-Man the Killer for pulling up on your boy, man. I'm talking about solid family members. I can't do nothing but expect the best from my people. I got the best around me. Just know, YouTube, we got the best here. We got the realest ones here. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm running 50
I'm
things for
y'all, bro.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm out, y'all.
Yep.
Peace and love, family. Stay tuned, KZN. I'm out, y'all. Peace and love, family. KZN for life. Y'all know how we doing things. Y'all stay tuned for that outro. I'm gonna run it while I get ready. You know what I'm saying? Throw my kicks on and all that. But I'll be here in the chat for a little bit, as I always do at the end of every stream. Y'all know how we do things, man. I'll just be chilling so y'all can say any last words to me in the chat. Yeah, man. Y'all know. Y'all know how we do things, man. W stream, KZN for life. Big shout outs to Gentle Zaki in the chat. He chilled with us like a real one. My brother, you know what I'm saying? Big shout outs to Vandergoat. Big shout outs to Joshua Isaac. Man, who else am I missing? Man, of course, Trey number 3. Number 3, I appreciate you, 3. Man, you did a good job on that, man. I appreciate your input. B-Man, I appreciate you. Big shout outs to Killolicious. I'll make sure to tag you in, my brother. I'll make sure I tag you. No, man, CKG, man, big shout outs to my brother. Yeah, RDB, big shout outs to Gaming Geek. Man, big shout outs to Sham the God, the OG, man. I wish he could have been here because I know he had a lot to say, but at least he got to see us cook. Big shout outs to Six Story, man. Thank you for pulling up. Horizon, thank you as well. Epic Muffins, I definitely appreciate you, gang. You already know, man. I appreciate you, fam. Man, you pulled up on your boy solid, man, my guy. Yeah. Definitely, Young Shogun. I got to say I appreciate you, my guy, because you know we've been going back and forth on this with you know, on this Twitter thing for a minute, man. So I appreciate you for pulling up on me again, gang. Other than that, y'all, like I said, man, we will be back for more live streams, y'all, and videos if I can get them in. Y'all know I like streaming better, so don't hold me to the video thing, but I might just do one day, you feel me? But y'all, other than that, man, I'm out, y'all. I'm going to go get my daughter, man, and I got to go to work tonight. So hey, man, peace and love, family. Thank you, Six Story, man. I appreciate you so much, dude. Thank you for looking out for me on Twitch. Man, you my shadow Hokage, man. I appreciate you so much, Tori. You've been a part of the movement for a minute, bro. I owe you that respect. Other than that, y'all, I'm out. Boom, bap. Peace. Stay tuned for that outro.
なんと言ったかな、こいつの術。ああ、そうだ。螺旋丸。調子に乗るなよ、加藤主。